Okay.
Did you win?
Yes. Got carded at the end too.
That's so funny. Nice. So we're going live. It's Saturday night, except it's Friday.
Dan,
my dude.
Yeah,
you're not in the roll 20.
I'm not.
I'm
hold
still
on.
not the last one. Yes.
Hold on, I had to reload it.
Oh,
hold on.
yes.
Jen, what is that you're drinking?
My dad always needs help working over there.
San Pellegrino
It's not a
for Italian soda.
Okay. If you
Pompelmo.
were cracking a beer, I was going to go
need
get
this.
a beer.
I need the small area. Thank you, buddy.
Pompelmo.
I had
Trying to help you
4
work,
wonderful after-work beers that were seasoned to a nice piquant by the salty tears of all of the OSU people I work with, crying over losing to Oral Roberts.
Hey, Brendan, I have good news and bad news for you.
Yeah, I know you're in first place in the thing I saw.
No, that has nothing to do with it. You have a wounded hand. You need to stop drinking alcohol.
I know. Yeah.
Okay, that's it. That's me being full nurse. Okay.
Thanks, full nurse. I
That's
don't.
probably why he's on his 5th bandage.
That's actually one of the things I thought about, was the fact that I had 4 beers going into the fact that I was like, cool, now my blood's thin, so it's just going to keep on gushing. And I don't even have any weed to smoke either, so I am going to be doing Father Gregory raw.
As opposed to how you normally do him, or?
I don't know what the difference will be.
We're going to find out.
Am I showing now, Steve?
What are you showing? Yes.
Okay.
Yes. You're now showing.
Roll 20 is running very slowly for Dan.
Is that your roll 20 bump that I see? Because you're showing now. That's congratulations.
Gross. Don't do that.
I'm upset.
Like I said, doing this raw, boys.
Yeah. Are you
gender non-specific, boys?
Do you want to not?
No, I need this.
Okay.
I have been having such a time in my life that I have been looking forward to this all week/day, and I will not let bullshit tackle me out of this. I'm fine. Everything's fine.
Neither
I just
you,
got that out of my system.
nor
Fuck
you.
you. Fuck you. Fuck you. You're cool. Fuck you. We're doing this.
All right. Does anybody else show Dan not in the roll 20 again?
He's not in the roll 20 again.
No, I don't see him.
I'm gonna have to.
What?
It's my laptop. It's not gonna let me run all 3 of these things at once.
What do you mean all 3? Like the?
It won't let me do my Discord and my D&D Beyond and this.
It will be 5 o'clock in 5 minutes, though, so I will get a beer to prepare.
Okay, I'll grab a beer before we start.
I mean, if absolute worst comes to absolute worst, I drive home and we start in 20 minutes.
Well, no.
My computer.
Huh?
The roll 20.
I don't think it's the. I don't.
The roll 20 is
I
the
don't
most
think it's the
important thing.
internet.
You could probably shut down your video feed and keep your voice
I'm gonna
off.
have to.
Make sure you minimize all of our windows and just be in the roll 20.
You could have your character sheet on your phone, so you don't have that window up. But then you can have the roll 20 going.
Did you tell me you don't have your character sheet memorized, like front to back, dude? Come on.
Yeah, what the hell, dude?
I do not.
You guys not have your
right
character sheet tattooed on your left arm? I thought we talked about this.
I get it updated every level.
It's the removal is a little rough.
There's a cat behind you.
There's usually a cat behind me.
It's really important to point out. Meow. I'm also. Wait, Junga, I can't tell. Are you here? Junga, are you here?
I'm still here.
Damn it. Okay. Earmuffs.
Okay.
I'm also going to be going and getting another beer.
God damn it, Brendan.
Hey, you were supposed to earmuff.
Yeah, earmuffs, Junga.
You broke the sacred rule.
You're not my medical supervisor.
Somebody.
Brendan's gonna bleed out from his thumb.
It's not even that much. It's like a tablespoon an hour. That's like 15 milliliters. I've got at least 5.5 liters in me.
Look, the human body can lose like 2 liters of blood and still survive.
Yeah, I don't have bone cancer. I'm doing fine. I can keep on producing the red blood cells.
Eric's not even here.
Doesn't matter. He's here in spirit, in my heart.
Fair enough.
Also, that's weird that he's not here. He's normally likes to watch us.
Oh,
Maybe
okay.
that's
Usually
making fun
pops
of
in a
his
little
bone
bit
cancer
later.
too much.
I feel so lonely without him observing.
I totally didn't realize until I was playing Deep Rock Galactic with him the other night that he's on the same time as you, Jen.
Yeah.
I kind of knew, but it hadn't occurred to me that he was that far.
Is he also
Yeah,
in California?
probably
or
didn't
is he in
register.
Oregon or
I think
He's
just
in Oregon now.
Mm-hmm.
So now
And
we
I was
got
like-
3 West Coasters.
Yeah, so I was like, oh shit, so it's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Like
Yeah.
5 in the afternoon for you right now.
Yep.
Is Dan here?
I'm here. I'm just trying to see if I can use the app for this.
Oh, okay.
And I can confirm that's probably a no. No, you can just like download like stuff.
what? D&D Beyond?
Yeah, like I have the D&D Beyond app downloaded, and it's just like
Can you log into
You
your?
can
I
definitely
did.
use your character sheet is on there 100%.
now why can't I find like my campaign?
Because you're bad at it.
Oh, hey.
All right, we're just
Come
gonna.
on.
Listen, I'm just saying, I know the app works because I have it.
Let's help the guy out. Kyle.
I know,
go
I'm
over there,
pulling
get
it up on my phone right now to try to guide him through it.
I think it'd be a lot easier if you drove over here, Steve. It's a lot shorter.
Yeah, dude, I'll get in the
Wait, Kyle,
car.
have you fed your cats? Because now would be an opportune time.
That's a really good point.
He fed the cats at
I have
6.
to
They're
reinstall
fine.
the app. I guess I haven't put it on this phone yet.
See, there's like Compendium, which just gives you like all the stuff you can download.
Oh, you use the app? I just do the web browser.
Yeah, you can also just pull it up in the web browser. But
I'll
they
do
have
that
they
then.
have full character sheet in the app now, which is pretty nice.
That is
I'm
nice.
just gonna go to the browser and wait till my phone dies.
That works.
What? How is that? You know what? That's fine. This is fine. Everything's fine. I give it 1 and 7/8 thumbs up.
1 and 7/8.
Rough.
That's the best I can do.
Yeah, I get it. It's rough.
Full
The
eighth of your
real-
thumb is gone.
No, it's just a tip. The real heartache that I've been dealing with today is, as I said earlier, finding out that I can't refinance my house again this month.
Yeah.
Bummer. That sucks, dude. I'm sorry.
At the same time, Columbia Gas of Ohio came and knocked on our fucking front door saying, hey, you're 1 day late on your fucking gas payment, so pay up or we're disconnecting. So
It's always a fun notice.
yeah, and it's like, cool. You know why I didn't pay? Because no one gives me any money.
Junga, it's that one. There's 2 D&D Beyond apps. That's why you have the wrong one installed.
Oh,
You need the
Player
D&D
tools,
Beyond
got
player tools because for some reason they decided to develop 2 apps instead of just have one app and have everything in one app.
that'd be convenient and easy.
Yeah, that would be like a normal thing to do, but then they were like, nah, this has to be hard.
Well, they're not necessarily app development people. They write books.
Well, then maybe they shouldn't. Well, no, D&D Beyond are specifically app development people. They don't write any books.
Well, that's
That's
true.
very much true.
Yeah.
I don't
That's
know what their
why-
qualifications are, though.
I mean, clearly
Hold on,
not good.
I will be up shortly. I'm at least enrolled 20 right now.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's D&D Beyond gets into a lot of trouble because people don't realize they're like not a part of Wizards, and then people are like, "Why can't I get both the book and the digital book?" And they're like, "Cause we're not part of
'Cause that's
Wizards
not
of
who
the
we are."
Coast. We need you people to understand we're not part of Wizards of the Coast.
Because
I
you
think-
can't.
We
How this works.
license this digital book. That's
I'm
it."
That's not how any of this works.
Yep. I was pissed off. I was like, why can't I get both? And then I like looked it up. I was like, oh, they're their own company. Well, maybe they shouldn't so closely identify using even the same damn icon. Like
But they have the rights to that icon,
They
so they're
do.
going to use it.
they do. They have a
Thank
very
you, I
close
appreciate it.
relationship with Wizards.
Yeah,
but
I was gonna say they had to have worked incredibly closely with.
very
parent
closely. Yeah, but
Yeah.
they're not. Yeah, but they're their own entity. They're just
All right,
very because
I'm
like
ready to rock.
nobody else gets to use the D&D like D and D icon except for them.
Right. You go into like the source book layouts and stuff, and it's just all very like.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of crazy how well they've done like digitizing.
Yep.
The physical books,
and that's their product.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's like because before you would just download them because you were like, well, this is easier to search through.
Yeah. Wow. I can press Control F.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they were like, oh, we can just do that in one place.
All right, thank you for patience. I am ready to rock.
All right.
Cool. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Okay, so if I remember correctly, the plan that we left off in, what time of day were you guys setting out? Because you guys were
leaving towards later morning, because all those things happen with Brendan and Junga, and so it's probably like 11ish.
Meditate is swift.
Yeah. Yes.
So you're probably
the
like
last
11.
thing that happened was I handed off my supply of Chardonnay. I gave him what I had.
We
wanted
going
to try to
Chardonnay
destroy
burning.
it. Yeah, we wanted to get out of town and try to destroy it.
So you guys are, it's about 11 in the morning, which means it's probably as light as it gets in Icewind Dale, because there's that 10 to 2 4-hour period where the sun like teases that it's going to rise but never does. So you're in the middle of that, and the sun is very low under the horizon. And yeah, you guys are standing probably on a hill just south of Caer Konig, I would assume, right?
Yeah. Father, put up the shards, and I'll fire a bolt at it. Put up 3 of them, and I bet you I can hit all 3 in a row without missing.
On your head.
That sounds very good. Let's give this a try, E.T. All right?
I like that idea better. Put it on your head.
Oh, I was going to yeet it up there into the sky area, and you can go pew, pew, pew.
Oh, that's pretty cool, too.
How good is your sharpshooting?
All right.
Let's find out.
All right. How about this? Let's make it interesting. I'll bet you all 10 gold I can hit 3 pieces he throws up in the air without missing.
Do you have 10 gold to pay each of us?
Listen, you're going to have to pay me.
That's no. I look at Klana and Ophira, and I just like, I would back up if I were you guys. I'm not sure how this is going to go, but I want to put some feet between this effort.
I only have 10 gold, and I would like to keep that.
I'll bet you that 10 gold.
Take that bet.
Yeah. All right. Are you ready?
Absolutely not. It's not fair for me to gamble upon this being the person who throws it up.
That's
but hold on
fair.
1 sec. Let me find the nicer pieces of Chardonnay.
5 gold.
Yeah. 5 gold? I'm in.
For 5 gold.
I'm already Rolls is already walking away. He's just gonna watch this go down and see how it pans out.
All right, hold on. Let me put on my safety gloves here.
What a curmudgeon.
I don't have my safety goggles, but all right. On the count of 3, I shall go 1, 2, 3, and I shall toss them up. 1, 2, 3.
Magic missile. I shoot out 3 magic missiles and hit all of them.
Okay.
You got played.
Yeah, the magic missiles whiz through the air, homing in on their targets. They're wobbly at first as a bit of Yeedy showmanship, but then they lock in and shoot very quickly towards their targets, and then each of them, one by one, explodes into a hail of little bits of black glass that float down to the ground.
I throw 5 gold at Edie's head.
You just standing there like this.
So the magic missile did work. It did destroy the Chardonnay. Did I hear that correctly?
I'd like to go investigate the bits that rain down to see if it's like a dust, if it's motes, if it's just smaller Chardonnay.
No, it's a fine dust. It imagine what would happen if you threw a glass beer bottle up into the sky and then shot it with a very high caliber pistol, incredibly accurately. It was that, but probably even bigger than a high caliber pistol, because it's a substantial chunk of magic energy. Yeah. Because I'm assuming they were chunks that were big enough for you to easily give a good
Yeah,
toss.
they were like,
so yeah, so we're not talking huge. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I take the sack off the sled and I go set it on to where most of the powder is, and I said, "All right, everyone, stand back. We don't have a lot of time to kill with this, and I'm just going to. You shall burn!" And I cast Sacred Flame.
Buddy. Thank you.
You cast what?
Sacred Flame, doing 1d8 radiant damage onto the whole thing. So 7 radiant damage. Right onto the whole mass of Chardolin.
Okay. Just what is the range on? Just because I'm interested, I haven't looked.
60-foot range. Flame-like radiance descends on a creature that you can see within range. The target must succeed on a dexterity saving throw.
Oh well, these crystals got great dexterity throws.
One of them is Zed, and you do not know what you've awoken.
They take no benefit from cover for this saving throw, for whatever it's worth.
Okay, yeah. They're still like in the bag.
Yeah, I just put the bag right down, and I'm just targeting the bag.
Okay, yeah. The bag goes up in radiant flame and quickly disappears around the Chardolin. And as the Chardolin also burns under this radiant flame that you've drawn down, a lot of it. Well, I'm not sure. It's glass. Would radiant damage What do you guys think? What would radiant?
Flame-like radiance. It just says flame-like radiance.
Well, it's not fire, right? It's radiance. So I don't know.
Radiance.
Which I assume
radiation energy.
I just approach Grigori and I just ready Eldritch Blast. And I'll just be like, for the love of Pete, I want to go save this mead if we're going to do anything today. So I just start blasting with Eldritch Blast until it's gone.
I think certain crystals in the pile you see kind of vibrate a little before popping. Not all of them, but a certain number of them react uniquely and pop like that. And then some of them, just because of the force of the explosion of the popping ones, also burst into smaller shards. But at the end, there's still a smaller, a reduced but still there pile of Chardolin.
Can I blast it at Eldritch Blast and just make it a pile of dust then? With Eldritch Blast?
Let's see how much damage you get on the Eldritch Blast. Probably.
All right. I need my D10, which I did not get out. Give me one moment, please.
Yeah, I'm picking at my nails, both in real life and
that would be
in
13. That would be 13 points of force damage.
Okay, yeah. So then rolls or fires an Eldritch Blast into the pile, which obliterates what is left in the pile.
If we want to be really careful about this, you should probably, I think, you can control dirt, right? Maybe you should just bury the dust and just be done with it. Don't let it scatter to the wind. You don't know what it's going to do.
I can control what?
Didn't one of you guys shape earth or? Oh no, that was shaping ice, wasn't it?
Yeah, can't you tell? I'm sitting on a chair and I've made a couch. Would you like to sit down?
No, then
it's very cool over here, Rolzer.
Father is pretty cool.
I figured you guys wanted to hurry so you can save the mead.
It's very important, but it seemed like you were busy blowing stuff up, and I was kind of enjoying watching. He's leg thrown over the chair.
I approach Grigori and Yeeti. I would like to ask for a chair to join you.
Bloop.
So are we just gonna sit here now?
Wait, are we done?
Yep. I will sit for a moment as the burning Chardolin becomes dust and watch it with Grigori and Yeeti.
Okay, so you guys are sitting on your snow couch. What is that?
That is Emily turning on the TV and it being very loud.
Okay. You guys are sitting on your snow couch to the south of Caer Konig, looking out over the frozen shore of Lake Dinneshere, thinking about the mead that lies ahead and watching as the last clouds of Chardolin dust kind of float off over the lake. Yeah, this whole scene has been rather loud. the sounds of all this breaking and all this magic going off have been rather loud, and so you see in the distance some reindeer that are making their way away from you at a very rapid pace. And so your
Fuck
next
away
day,
from these people.
Icewind Dale begins, I suppose. You are now free, disposed of all the Chardolin you guys were carrying. Was that the...
Well, I mean, except the good stuff that people haven't sold yet.
The
good
non-evil
stuff
one.
that sold?
Whatever.
Yeah. Was there...
That
did
we
you
got, I think we got in the beginning, very beginning. I haven't
like
sold
the very
mine.
first adventure, we got that as a reward.
Yeah.
did
The stuff they
mine.
actually
I know a
mined
couple
up
other people did.
directly.
Right.
Okay.
And that wasn't embedded in people's bodies shouting about things that seemed
Yeah,
very scary.
All of the body stuff and any other Chardolin that had been given to me by players had gone into that bag, including the Chardolin from the blacksmith and my own, and that's all gone.
So you are completely devoid.
Zero Chardolin
Who
on
else
Father
is,
Grigori.
Who else is completely devoid? Like,
I mean,
curious.
I don't have any because I
Zero.
sold mine already.
Okay, so Kyle's clean, Al's clean,
I just have the stuff that I got from the beginning.
Jen has the stuff from the blacksmith, and Rolzer's clean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jen dies.
All right, so you guys, I suppose, just make your way south down the road.
Yep.
Goodmead, is that the plan? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So on the way to Goodmead, you would pass by Caer Dinaval there, which is about the same size as Caer Konig. All the towns out here are rather small. I think Caer Konig has a population of like 100 people. 150. And then Caer Dinaval is even smaller, but as you pass it, you notice that the Caer that it is named after is still standing on a prominence overlooking the lake. And then you guys continue south, you pass through the east way, and you make your way to Goodmead, unless anybody has any cause to stop for any reason.
No, this is
I
important.
don't.
Nope.
Okay. The trip in total,
I spend the entire trip trying to haggle with Yeeti about how silver is actually worth more because it's used. It has more uses.
This
And that he should accept 50 silver for the bet.
I'll roll you against that.
All right.
Edie's dumb.
Fair enough.
So what would those
Or could
opposing
be
checks
could be
persuasion?
convinced of such at least.
It's certainly not persuasion.
So
It would be
like
deception.
a deception on.
And
I'm
I'll
being
do
honest.
insight. Does that
Insight?
sound good,
Yeah.
Steve?
yeah, yep. Deception and insight sound fine. If Kyle is trying to deceive you into a perceived
just-
value, yeah.
15.
All right, 10.
I'm just standing behind
Well,
you.
I mean, that makes a lot of sense to
really
me. I mean,
hard not to laugh.
silver does seem to have more uses, and
All right, so
it's got a lot
go-
more alchemical properties to it. You know,
You hear rolls or
Anything else?
giggle. You hear just rolls or giggle during this whole exchange. It's like,
all right. I'll take the 50 silver instead of the 10 gold. You've convinced me.
Okay, so add 50 and I'll take out 50 silver.
And you know, 50 is more than 10, after all.
If you ever
That
have
is
to
true.
put him in a sack and smack someone with them, it's a lot more weight.
That's a lot more weight.
I have had to smack people with my sack before. That's a good point.
This trip in total is going to take you guys 10 hours. It is 2 hours
oh wow.
to walk along the path from Caer Konig to Caer Dinaval, and then it is another 8 hours from Caer Dinaval to Goodmead.
So it'll take the rest of the day to get there. Okay.
Yeah, if
And
you
in
were
the evening.
going to walk the whole day, you would get there by, what would that be, 9 o'clock, right?
Yeah, it'd be later in the evening.
We have to do more random encounters.
Yeah, that was my next question. Do we have an encounter with that
You're
one?
not you're not supposed to technically because
It's like main roads between.
because you're on main roads. But I think I was about to roll you because
All right.
10 hours is a long time.
Yeah.
Right.
The problem is
D&D, and you have a nice trip and nothing happens.
you might still.
Two angry polar bears hungry for Ophira's blood come into view.
Oh, good. Hey, I can talk to
We
them now.
freed them. What vengeance would they seek?
They swiped at Jen.
And they were burnt
They
alive.
took their vengeance on me. They just came up and nearly killed me. Why would they come back and
to finish the job.
Yeah.
That's where the whole rubbing snow on wounds thing came from, because Elfrida got swiped by polar bears.
Right, but where's the vengeance coming in?
They're bears. All they know is vengeance.
They're murder.
Murder bears. You thought they were polar bears. Incorrect. Easy mistake to make.
Murder bear.
They look very
A
similar.
murder bear sounds terrifying.
Well, technically, they're half
bears
they're
eat
half murder.
Listen,
Ophiras.
if any bear is a murder bear, it is the polar bear. They will eat you and not give a fuck.
I mean, grizzlies.
Grizzlies will
Are enormous.
probably, they're enormous, but they're not nearly as aggressive as polar bears.
Yeah, like grizzlies and black bears mostly just like stay away from anything
Yeah.
human-y.
Polar bears are like
Polar bears
human
will just
is
wander
food.
into a village and be like, "Oh, food."
Yeah,
they
polar
will
bears,
hunt a
everything is
human.
food.
Yeah,
Because there's not a lot of food anywhere.
Exactly. they have to
Question.
hunt everything.
Answer?
Which bear is best?
Grizzly.
Wrong.
bear.
Black bear.
Black.
I
Fact.
like black bears.
Bears
I think
eat
they're the
beets.
There's basically two schools of thought.
Bears, beets, Battlestar
Battlestar
Galactica.
Galactica.
Sorry, guys.
People on the trail walking by us are like, "What the hell?" is
Fuck you,
Battlestar
Steve. We're
Galactica?"
clearly not having fun.
This is in character, Steve.
Yeah, we're all.
Yeah,
this
this
is
is-
we're
We
all.
all know about
Father
Battlestar
Gregor's over
Galactica.
there.
We've been just
Which
arguing
bear
about
is
which
best?
bear is
I can't do
best.
Father
Which
Gregor's
bear is
voice.
best?
Thank you.
Which bear is best?
Wow, there's basically two thoughts.
Wrong.
I can't.
Black bear.
I can't.
I like.
Yeah, this is all canon now. It's signed and sealed and delivered.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Interesting.
You were suddenly come upon by two sphinx and an owlbear.
You look back and forth and see 1,000 rooms. The ultimate challenge. Not bracket. It's
Alright, okay.
genuinely dog shit so far.
Okay, so when you guys are about, well, let's see. You guys are about 2 hours out from good meat, walking most of the day. When, let's have all you make perception checks.
Yeah.
We all roll
Do that.
low. That probably just means there's nothing there.
6.
Absolutely.
Oh wait, I'll put it in the.
Oh, well, the 2, but I need to check. Forgot what my.
Okay. Okay.
I'm really into this bear conversation.
When Grigori
And no one has more opinions about best bears.
And the ranger.
Grigori, Rolzer, and Klana all pick up on the fact that let's see, about what is the range on dark vision? 60 feet, right?
Yeah.
About
Mhm.
50 feet back, you are being tailed by a wolf. 50 feet back and just off the path, trying to duck behind any sort of scrub brush or snow formation that it comes past. So, tailing you, trying to be unobvious about it, but
So, in conclusion, I think black bears
Rolzer
are the
just raises a
superior
hand.
bear.
I mean, honestly,
Roll the
you've
rig
given a really good argument. It's hard for me to say much else. I
Everyone
think you're
wait.
right.
Stop.
Right.
Stop. Just for a moment. I look at Grigori and I look at Grigori. Do you see that?
Yeah, we should make it seem like things are going according to plan and normal, so we should probably continue on not being concerned about this strange wolf that is following us right now. It is just one wolf after all.
Yeah, let's just keep an eye on it. But there's a wolf tailing us.
Absolutely, but if we did want to take a few moments to like pause here, I wouldn't mind catching my breath, maybe pulling out the ration, maybe seeing what it would do, maybe blasting it with some magic if it wants to attack us with its friends. You know, little things like that. We can make it seem very not obvious as I'm still walking. We can make it seem very not obvious that we are totally onto its scent.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's do that. I'm at peace with that.
Oh, and I would like to do like a performance check to make it seem like I'm stopping and stretching. Like, oh man, this has just been such a long day of walking in this frozen tundra.
And that wolf
I
was
could
like,
really use a bite to eat. Couldn't you all want to stop normally and eat some food?
that wolf was like, that fucker's performing.
You can
Wolf
make
is like, wow, that was really great acting.
performance.
I'm sorry. My thumb keeps on hitting all of the other buttons on my mouse and keeps on sending me back to other pages. Cool. Performance of +0, so a natural 18.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
Well,
Wow.
is everybody else like
All of
stopping
us are
as
just
you
blown
go?
away by his performance.
I mean, if
I
Gregory
guess
stops
we
the
all
party, and the
followed.
party kind of generally comes to a pause.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll
Yeedy,
pull out a rash and just start nibbling on it.
Yeedy also like, oh yeah, but like is doing like really unnatural like stretches, like
Is it- where
like
we're
as if he's
stopping,
never stretched
Anything
before.
like hill or like snow.
He just starts doing
drift or
typo for
anything,
some reason.
I want to see if I can kind of sneak off a little bit in everybody like setting up shop a little bit, from, like sitting down and grabbing food and everything, and see if I can peel off.
Okay. So, as you guys stop walking, those of you that are paying attention to the wolf notices it duck behind the nearest snowy embankment, and then you don't see it come back out from behind the snowy embankment as you stop to. And I'm not talking like a big. It's like a little mound of snow that if it were to, not a little mound of snow, but if it were to move away from this mound of snow, it would become very apparent that it had left the area. That or it's like left. And then, you guys are, setting up a little camp? Grigori
Just for a short rest.
Yeah, not like a
pulling
full
things
on
up
camp.
for a short
Yeedy
rest,
starts
and then
building
Klana,
couches.
you are trying to sneak off like without the party's notice, or
No, I kind of look. I'm like looking back at everybody and kind of motion and just like kind of motion that I'm gonna try and like get an eye on it, basically.
okay, so you're going to try and sneak.
Oh, actually, no. I'm gonna use my free use of my thing with we'll say, who do I want? Who's most reasonable to use this with?
It's perfect. Thank you.
I'll do with Ophira and Rolzer. I'll kind of do
Your mental thing.
my telepathy thing,
Uh-huh.
and then I'll just be like, I'm gonna try and circle around it and see if I can get an eye on it.
Okay, roll a stealth.
Hold on, before you leave, I tap you with guidance.
Yay!
I give you
Roll
a tap.
stealth
Add
and
one.
add
D4.
Yeah,
add a D4.
19, and I have my little special thing that if that would fail, I can roll another D6 for it.
It's a 19 total.
Yeah.
Yeah, roll another d6.
The 24 now.
Okay, so you sneak out away from the road and out in a direction that'll allow you to see around the snowdrift that you last saw the wolf hide behind. You find some snowdrifts for yourself to tuck in or lay behind, something that you can keep yourself hidden.
Yeah. I like to think most of my stuff has kind of the like mostly whites and grays.
Sure, yeah, like Arctic camo kind of color.
Yeah, not like
Not like that pattern.
Camo.
I understand.
Why not?
Not that pattern.
Go for broke.
Theme.
Get that Siberian Arctic camo.
When you get
quantify a ghillie suit.
Actually,
when you get eyes on the wolf is peeking around. You can see that it's very, trying to be very secretly and very successfully.
Okay. Can I make like a roll to see if it looks like it's just kind of like a hungry animal, or if it's?
I'm gonna. How about I just cast? I'm gonna speak with animals.
Oh, that works.
Yeah, I cast speak with animals on this wolf.
I take a seat on the ice couch with Yeeti and Grigori, and I just keep them abreast of what's going on quietly.
Yeah, so speak with animals just means that you, for the duration of 10 minutes, have the ability to verbally communicate with beasts and understand them. So
if it's only 50 feet away, I can blast and Eldritch Blast off if needed. So I just say, like, let me know if you need me, but if not, it's been a long day. I'm gonna kick it with Grigori and Yeeti.
Yeah, you guys, I'm
not really worried about the one wolf. I just
wonder
right.
more.
If it's just hunting, that's fine. But
I'm gonna talk to it, you guys. Do you have any questions for the wolf? All right.
No.
Just ask it if anything.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go up to the wolf. I'm gonna ask the wolf. What do you want from us?
Are you from where you are? You're yelling
Yeah.
at the wolf. What do you want from us? I don't think the wolf responds. I think Klana, you still have eyes on the wolf, and you can see the wolf's ears like perk up at the sound, but it continues to.
All right, I'm gonna walk.
Where it is.
I'm gonna walk closer to it.
Are you trying to be stealthy, or are you just approaching?
No, I'm just gonna approach it slowly. Realize
Isn't
I'm
she
not gonna...
naturally stealthy? Isn't she just
Yeah,
always invisible?
I know.
Oh yeah,
that's what I'm trying to like. I don't.
Yeah, I guess if it
Well,
is nighttime.
no, actually, no. Okay, that's not.
Like they can smell her and stuff.
No. That's not theoretically true because her thing is, she is invisible to creatures that rely on dark vision. Wolves don't actually rely on dark vision. I had to look this up. Wolves don't have dark vision, and people's general ruling was like, dark vision allows you to see in like pitch black, right? Like underground where there's literally no light, you can see with dark vision. They're like, wolves can't do that. But like, by most people's accounting, wolves could probably see outside at nighttime,
Yeah.
That's a good balance.
So,
that makes sense.
Okay, so it makes her invisible in like
basically
pitch black areas where
ultra-purple
magic
light
might be
vision.
able to see her, kind of thing. Like magic.
yeah, or for anything that's operating on dark vision. Like I assume most of the people in the party are operating on dark vision, given because wolves can see better in the dark. You know
But
what I
if
mean?
Everyone but
Okay, so here's a
vision
question.
is light based.
Here's a question.
Yeah.
So like, if
Yes.
it's normal darkness, and like I would be able to see 10 feet, I would be able to see her. Or like if they even though they have dark vision, they would be able to see her within a normal vision cone. Basically,
because they don't have dark vision. You know what I mean? It's got to be like but a wolf can see better than Yeeti could.
But if I had dark
like,
vision, would I still be able to see
Yes.
her within that normal 10 feet that I would normally be able to see her without dark vision? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes. If she
Alright.
if she were close enough to you to be within the range of like you can hold your hand out and see your hand, you could see her.
Right.
But as soon as she steps into the range of everything goes gray and you're seeing in dark
The range
vision,
of what dark vision would be required for is when she disappears.
yes.
Okay, got it.
That's a good
Anytime
good
dark
clarification.
vision is the line between her being seen or not seen,
She is not seen.
then she's invisible.
Okay, cool. That makes way more sense than like she's just fucking invisible all the time.
I'm just.
It's still very powerful, but before it was
She's
you were
invisible
invisible
to
all the
things
time.
dark vision. Klana, you see that as Ophira approaches,
I've got my hands out and walking slowly.
for each foot that you approach, the wolf retreats a foot. It keeps an even distance,
Okay.
as even of a distance as it can from you, especially if you're maintaining.
Okay, so it can see me now.
It's been peeking out. It can see you guys. It has been able to see you guys this whole time. It just stealthed very well behind the snowbank, and you.
Okay.
I if she isn't doing so, I will use a telepathic connection I have with Elvira to be like, hey, don't be in a direct line with me because if this thing jumps at you, I'm gonna blast it. So like, I would just tell her like, don't.
It's very clearly not jumping.
You would have to tell me that.
Right.
Oh, okay.
I guess we don't have to go through the nonsense.
Yeah, it's doing everything in its power to stay out of, to stay at the same range it's maintained the entire time.
All right, I'll kneel down and tell it, if you don't hurt us, we won't hurt you.
Okay. You kneel and stop moving, and the wolf sits and stops moving and looks at you, curious and alert. But it maintains that distance still.
I'm gonna mentally just say, ask why it's here.
Okay, I'll ask
Just
the
wondering.
wolf. Why are you here? Are you following us?
The wolf continues to sit silently and observe you.
It's not saying anything, guys.
I think you gotta go. Oh, I don't have. Never mind.
Did you say that to Klana and then did?
Yeah, I said it. I said it to because we
let us
are
know?
mentally, telepathically connected. Where are you guys in relationship to?
I'm probably like 50, 60 feet off, kind of hiding
Okay.
by my own snowbank.
And I feel like the three of us are just sitting on like a snow couch, literally right on the main road.
Yep, just chilling there by the cart
Yep.
Watching
with our
us.
feet up.
Well, I guess Rolzer could then relay what I'm saying to everybody else.
Yeah, if people pass along, I'd keep Yeedy and Klana. Yeedy and Grigori informed.
I can talk to both of them at the same time, right? It's not. Oh wait, no, it's just Klana. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not part. We're both
That's right.
Father and I are not part of that mental link.
Yeah. Well, in my thing, it's like what like
He's
I
the
can
central hub.
communicate back and
Right.
forth with multiple people, but anybody else that's in on it can just talk to them.
Right.
So it's we don't have to do the like you say something to me, I say something to Dan, Dan talks it out just for time's sake. But
Telephone.
yeah,
Right. Okay. Well, then I'll say like I'll tell you guys. He's not responding, but he's also not acting hostile.
Well,
maybe
let's
just offer it some food.
or
Do we
just
have-
move on.
Food.
I just want to make sure that it's just a wolf, you know.
You have like rations.
Yeah, I mean we could leave
Oh,
it
that's
some
right.
like dried
I'm
meat and
hungry,
stuff,
wolf
and we
follows.
can be on our
We're
way.
not part of that. I was metagaming a little bit there, just to
Oh,
reminder of inventory.
yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Well, we can leave it some rations, but I'd like to get out of this cold. This wolf isn't being aggressive towards us. There's no reason for us to be aggressive with it, so I
Right.
can potentially leave some food and move on. We'll just keep an eye out.
Okay. I'll pull out some rations and say, "Are you hungry? We have some food that you can have," and then like set it down in front of me and then back away.
Okay. The wolf, kind of perks up as you pull the food out and stands up, and you set it down. And as you begin to back away, the wolf does begin to approach it. And if you keep backing up and maintain that distance for it, the wolf eventually sits at it and begins to eat the rations. And then it looks up at you and it says, "Thanks." And all of you can understand it as it has just spoken this word aloud in common.
Dang it.
Oh, okay.
Yeety's like relaxed back on the
Oh.
couch, and he just like slowly sits up.
What? Yeah, I think Rolls. I think we all three said at the same time. Like, did that? We should
After
go.
it says it goes back to consuming the ration left on the ground hungrily.
Can I do a Arcana check?
You can.
I just
I'm
kind
gonna-
of like
I'm gonna tap Grigori's shoulder and give him guidance and be like, "Please figure this out." Add a D4 to yours, Brendan.
Adding a D4 to my Brendan.
it's such a goofy voice.
15.
Okay, 1 second.
Rolzer is a little upset after killing the last talking animal he encountered. He wants nothing to do with this. He wants to go.
Okay, so you sense that the creature is likely under the influence of some sort of spell, although you do not have the knowledge of what type of spell. You don't have knowledge of the specific spell. You suspect it is druidic in nature.
Metagaming aside, Yeety would literally immediately cast detect magic on this fucking weirdness.
Okay. Let me.
I say that out loud, by the way, as I'm like, talking wolf. I had suspicions about how weird that wolf was acting, with it sticking around and getting the cover and the being by itself and the following us like that. But I'm fairly certain that talkingness right there came from some type of druidic magics. Yeah,
kind of like the dinosaur we killed before, that giant lizard thing.
No, that was an actual that was a sea monster that was in its own self. Oh no, you're right. That thing probably was definitely under some type of influence. You're right.
Yeah, didn't you murder
I forgot.
that?
Yeah, the one that you don't need to murder this
Monster
wolf.
Slayers.
I'm not trying to murder the wolf.
Slayers.
I'm just trying to connect the dots. So it seems like whatever is making these animals has a vested interest in us now. Probably because we killed its giant sea serpent lizard thing.
You said the wee thing.
You all attacked it. It's not like I was the only one attacking the thing. Let's be honest. You call ourselves monster slayers. It's not just I'm the only monster slayer here. If I can be perfectly frank, y'all took shots at it too. I just had to kill shots.
Your name is not Frank.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to get within 30 feet while still being stealthy, and I don't know. Just see.
Okay, well, hold on. For Al, real quick, I'm going to determine that you see a faint aura of magic around the wolf, but it is very faint. It is the aura of like lingering and settled magic, not magic recently cast. You know.
Sure. Well, I mean, it's definitely magical, but it's there's not much magic there to it.
Is Ophira back by us, or is she still like halfway between
I'm
us
still,
and the,
I'm close, kind of.
I'm gonna
40 feet away from the wolf. I'm grabbing my beer.
I'm gonna calmly approach Ophira if she's still there, and I'm gonna just kneel down by the wolf and just say, I think we had a previous encounter with an animal, with a creature like you who could speak, and unfortunately...
Hold on. Can you please give me a second before you... Sorry,
no, that's my bad.
He gives us one wolf. And we're like, I'm gonna need 45 minutes for this wolf.
This wolf seems important because it
that's
can
why I wanna
speak.
approach. Yeah.
Yeah, talking animals generally.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yes, Rolzer would like to avoid the previous encounter, and if a little intel can be gained.
Where did I put my bag of chips? Oh, there it is.
Okay, Rolzer's doing what?
If Ophira is still partway to the creature, I will at least be by her side and like get down on a knee, so I'm more like at eye level with this wolf. And I will just try.
I'm knelt down too.
Yeah, so I assume it's similar, like non-threatening position, and I'm just like, we encountered another creature like you who could speak common. I suspect that you're both under the same magic, potentially cast by the same person. If this person wants to come talk to us and stop this game of cat and mouse, we're more than welcome to have a conversation. It seems like it's a whole bunch of... Let's cut out the middleman, or middle animal in this case, and let's talk. Can you pass that message along for us?
One second. Hold on, I lost this. Roll a persuasion check.
Okay. Hold on. I think that's +5 for me. Stupid app. Yes. Okay. Ooh, not great, Bob. 11.
Okay.
Or did you add your charisma?
That was with my charisma bonus of 5.
Okay. Yeah, the wolf kind of looks up to you as you speak. It looks like there's some consideration in its eyes for a minute, but then it quickly kind of like shakes its head. Not like it's disagreeing, but more like it's shaking off an odd thought and goes back to eating.
Oh well, worth a shot. I go back to the couch, calmly walking away from the wolf in a non-threatening position, and go back to my seat on the ice couch.
Did you talk the wolfie to death?
No, I was hoping we can get a little information or figure out what the heck is causing these animals to be able to talk. Feels like that'd be a good thing to know.
Listen,
I don't think it works.
Hold on, that's not. I also want to clarify that's not what you asked the wolf. You asked the wolf to be an intermediary between you and a party.
Oh, sorry.
You specifically asked the wolf to tell something that you assume it reports to come out of the shadows and have negotiations with you. You didn't ask it.
Sorry.
Anything about what that was, or
I'm gonna ask him, how are you able to talk in common tongue?
Roll a persuasion.
16.
Okay. The wolf looks up at you curiously, and then down at the food you gave it, and then back at you, and you see it make a decision, and it looks at you sort of out of the side of its eyes, distrusting still, and it says, "Magic? Person made me this way."
Oh, I happen to know about magic, people. Edie's sort of walking up. I happen to be magic myself. Could you tell us where that magic person was? I'd love to talk to him.
No. They find me.
Well, where did they find ya?
They find me where I am.
Yeah, I guess that kind of makes sense.
How often? You say they find you. Do they find you more than once?
Yes. They cast the spell. They tell me to watch. Then they find me and they ask what I've seen.
Is he within 60 feet of me?
Yeah.
I just go ahead and burn off a guiding bolt right at to him. Level 1 guiding bolt.
Seriously?
Wait, what?
Okay. What does guiding bolt require?
It requires me to do a ranged attack of 22 to hit and do 13 points of radiant damage.
Okay.
Grigori, what are you doing?
Okay. Father Grigori points his finger, or how do you cast this spell?
Thou shalt not suffer the wolf to live.
And he does it like a gun.
I do it from sitting down, by the way. I'm just still sitting on this snow couch watching this whole thing.
Yeah, it flies, it shoots through the cold night air, illuminating as it travels, and then it like slams into the chest of the wolf, and the wolf is engulfed in a blaze of holy radiant flame, and you hear it going, "Oh, ow, ow, oh!" And then when the flame sizzles out, the wolf is laying charred and motionless on the snow. So,
well,
Hey, what in the fuck?
There's steam rising from where the snow melted around it, and yes, I suppose that wolf is very dead.
I stand up and I just calmly walk over to the wolf and I start dragging it back to the cart. This is probably some good food still on here. It's not charred too bad. The pelt isn't no bad. We'll probably be able to gut this. It'll be just fine. A couple
I
more.
approach Grigori and I'm like, you wanna tell us what's going on, Grigori?
You heard it yourself. He was magics to following us, and then was told to then be reporting back on what we do. We've already had too many of the terrible things about the things knowing what we are doing. So
I guess this is better to not figure out who they're going back to or why they're doing that.
Yeah.
This
We
is
need
the
more
day.
information.
This is the day after the nightmares, so that's
I
something to bear in mind.
Yeah. I'm
walk up
sitting
to
here like,
Grigori and punch him in the stomach.
Oh,
Okay.
Give it a roll.
I have
Yeah.
a AC of 17.
I don't know what my unarmed is. Hang on.
it would just do
Fuck.
a roll and add your strength.
Oh, okay. 5. Sorry, 17.
What was your AC?
17.
You do your strength and your proficiency bonus.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's proficiency also, right?
Oh, okay. So then it's even more solidified as a hit. Give us a non-lethal damage roll, I guess. What is it? 1d4 for?
Yeah,
I think it's your strength damage, yeah.
I don't know.
Mine is just 3 for some reason.
Mine just says 4.
Cool.
It could-
And that's
it could vary
Yeah,
based
what it
on-
is.
Yeah.
Oh, like in your.
Mhm.
Yeah, it just says,
Unarmed strike,
says 4. Oh,
1 plus your strength modifier.
okay. All right.
Oh.
Yeah. So you punch Father Grigori in the gut for a cold 4 points of non-lethal damage.
Oh, Pharaoh! What the flip? Oh, are we exchanging fisticles all of a sudden? You give a guy a sporting chance.
Don't fucking do that
God,
without
never
saying
say
anything next time.
fisticles Ever again.
Agreed.
What? Do what?
You can't
Kill a
just go off-
spy?
Kill an innocent animal.
You know what
Innocent-
you do with spies that you talk to and capture? You don't kill them before you figure out what they know.
You know what I do about things that are watching me and then trying to make me do the things that I don't want to do? I kill them.
Well, maybe you shouldn't do that without talking to us
Look.
first, because we are
Oh,
recruited.
maybe you should
Look,
not give me the
one
chance to be
wolf
sitting
is
here.
not what we're
Then leave.
concerned about. It's the thing that's powerful enough to magic a wolf into talking and following us around. And now
No.
we will not know anything about that person.
And we've
We
now
already
killed
learned
2
something
people.
from it. It's druidic in nature. Probably.
That's great.
That's not good enough.
Yeah, that's
Why would we want to know where they are or why they're doing that? Or
maybe it's
anything
connected.
like
Maybe
that.
it's connected to everything else going on. Can we walk and talk while we're doing this? I want to get to somewhere warm.
You guys still have 2 hours to Goodmead, so.
Oh,
Yeah, let this be walking and talking. I high five Ophir as I walk past her.
I put an
I
arm.
mean,
I
listen.
put an arm on Father Grigori's back. I think you kind of deserve that one, bud. And give him a good clap, and then continue walking on.
listen, I would do it again too if I found out that there was something that was potentially going to be doing us harm. I hear you all about making the goody times with the magic wolf. I
Eating
do.
rations, okay? It's one wolf. Are you scared?
It's a wolf.
of
What are you
one
going to learn
wolf?
from a wolf? It's going to
one
go.
one that could talk in common?
Well,
Maybe
yeah,
a lot.
But it even said you asked it yourself. You were like, "Well, where did it come from?" It's like it found me. I don't know anything, and I was like, "This is just going to then be the spy." Okay, you're right. Maybe I was a little hot on the trigger for this one, but I've had a
Hey,
day.
there we go.
Oh,
Gosh, don't just go shooting off spells without letting us know. That's all we're asking.
oh, I'm the one who's shooting off spells without people knowing. Oh, you're going to be talking to me about that one, Rolzer.
Pretty sure Rolzer did the same exact thing to a talking dinosaur in a lake in the first adventure. Shot
and then you
it
and then
mid
you-
conversation.
and then you noticed my not doing that this time because I was like, I'm not going to do that this time.
Yeah, but this time it is a clear and present spy. The other one was just a simple old beastie. Yeah, it's just minding his own business.
I want to make sure you understand that when you have a spy that you have caught, you don't kill it because you're afraid of the spy hurting you.
I like to think this continues.
Find
on
out
for all
what
2
the
hours.
spy knows.
Grigori just refuses to like come to terms with like what we're saying.
I do not understand this whole thing about the spy.
I had
Thou
to
shalt
fucking
not let the
trust.
spy to live.
I could have gotten it to talk.
Oh, I don't think we're gonna get anywhere. But just look, understand if we find any more spies at any point in the future or in your own travels, don't kill the spy unless you have to.
Okay, next time we find that there is a spy who is spying on us, I will stop from the saving us from it, giving it information. I'll go, oh, hello, everybody. Do you want me to murder this spy now or after it has revealed our location to our secret enemies? I will do that for you all.
Yeah, but
this is my promise to you.
We weren't
and if we
gonna
all
let it leave.
die agonizing deaths, then that is going to be the thing that happens.
Close enough.
Well, at least he cares.
Look, you're making an effort, and that's what matters.
Making an effort. I've been making an effort from the moment I met you all. And the thanks I get from all the times that I keep you alive is punch in the gut. It was a cold cock, too. It didn't even give me a sporting chance to defend myself.
I high five Ophira again as we continue walking as he bitches about.
Yeah, like you gave the wolf a sporting chance. Son of a bitch.
The wolf a sporting chance? What do you mean, like I give it the sporting chance?
All right.
I make another fist.
If you guys can continue on your way, you eventually make it to the town of Goodmead. And I suppose you make it there at about 9 o'clock at night, given the amount of time it took you to travel there.
Yeah,
you come in from the east way in the northern edge of town.
Shrine of the Flaming Sword.
Yes, and you're now in
pretty cool.
Goodmead.
So shall we find a place to hang out for the night and start off fresh in the morning?
Absolutely, and I bet that place is the same place that we can get a drink. To the tavern!
Probably. I follow you to the tavern.
We find whoever is around.
I don't know if I've been to
do your
Goodmead
thing
before or not.
at the tavern. I'm going to go find an inn or something. You enjoy yourselves.
Steve, how do we handle like that? I
go off somewhere else.
I've grown up in 10 towns. Like if I know towns or what, I guess. Like would I know where the tavern is?
Yeah. I mean, I'm totally.
I feel like you of all places would be.
I imagine I would know where to drink in all of the 10 towns at least.
any level
That's the main thing.
Any level of surface familiarity that you want to have with the 10 towns, I will allow you to have.
Okay. This way, let's go get some drink.
Okay.
And Walter will look at Edie in the group and be like,
why
is Grigori going off on his own?
I guess of note
to murder more wolves, probably.
Punched for being a donkus.
Yeah, but it's never like him to not drink with at least Edie. Just
look, he'll get over it. All right.
Okay. All right. I won't push the issue. I'll join the rest of the group and head to the tavern that Edie's leading us to.
If you don't punch him in the gut, he's never gonna learn. Okay.
So Al,
I'm not disagree with that.
What you know about Goodmead? What you know about Goodmead is that there's not really like a tavern or an inn in town. They have a mead hall, which is largely dedicated to the production of mead, but also has a small tasting room. And your understanding, though I don't know if you've ever been to Goodmead or if you've been to Goodmead and stayed in Goodmead, but there's no place that's renting rooms. So most people go to the speaker's house and hope that the speaker lives in a very large house and has a couple rooms. Gotcha. And the speakers of the 10 towns will sometimes put up travelers. Okay. So he occasionally boards rooms to travelers. If there's people coming.
So I don't communicate that part to any of these guys, but I just say that there's this great mead hall. It's absolutely fantastic. They have the best meads, and we can go and we can sample all the different types, and it's going to be a grand old time.
Can we sleep there?
Don't worry about that. Let's go get some drink. And Edie walks off towards the mead hall.
Worry about it? I'm not going to worry about it.
I give Edie a sideways glance.
I also give Edie a sideways glance, but I follow.
Problem for a different time.
Oh,
look, he took 50 silver. He's a good man, and we can trust him.
So, Grigori, did you go off by yourself?
Yeah, I went off to go find an inn to
not being aware that there isn't an inn, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
You
no.
got before-
Yeah.
you
You left before that conversation.
The saddest solo journey.
Oh
You're
no.
wandering the town. We can do something for that because I think we should. And then you guys, though, in the meantime, are going to the mead hall.
Yep, that's where Yidi's leading us.
Yep.
Okay, so when you enter the mead hall, the first thing you notice is that it is very bright and very warm.
That's a good start.
Yes, there's fires burning in torches in the entryway, and the entryway is it's sort of a small room with not a wall, almost a half wall that leads back into the mead production area, and then off to the right is the area that would normally be the tasting room. But as you walk in, you notice that the area that would normally be the tasting room is all shut down. All the stools and everything are turned up, and there are no torches lit over there, and there's no one over there working anything. Although you can hear the droning of a droning that, Alec, you don't necessarily recognize unless you've been to the meadery and Good Mead before, but that any of you from the south make out to be the low background hum of a lot of bees. And you can hear someone.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, you can hear someone sort of shuffling around somewhere in the production area.
What? Wait, the tap room's closed. What's going on? Is this because of the shortage? Oh my god! If the tap room's closed, we really got to solve this problem. It's the best in 10 towns. Oh my god!
Well,
Did you not think that would be an issue? Like, we came here to get the mead back, right?
Listen, I thought they'd have some.
There's no sunlight anymore, and I don't know if you know a lot about bees.
No, not particularly.
They like having the sun.
Well, I mean, I like having the sun, and I still drink.
No, like, it's necessary for them to, like, do what they need to do to make honey, which you need to make the mead. So no sunlight means the bees are doing their thing.
We have to solve the sun problem.
Yes, I thought we already established that. But yes, Yidi, we have to solve the sun problem.
No! This is priority number 1 now. Oh my god!
As your voice escalates, you see a woman, a middle-aged woman, stick her head out from behind some of the equipment in the back and take a look at you. She hears you screaming and she goes, "Excuse me!
What, woman?
What are you doing?
What, ma'am? Do you have any mead?" She
comes from around. I don't know what mead making equipment is. She comes around from a piece of large mead making equipment. Yeah, fermenter.
Barrels.
She comes around from the side of a big fermenter.
Yeah, I guess it would be barrels. Yeah.
And comes walking towards you, and she's like rubbing off her hands and rubbing them on her. She's wearing coveralls. She looks like a woman that works for a living, you know. And she walks up to you and she goes, "Not from around here, huh?"
Well, I'm specifically from around here.
Well, not good mead particularly then. There's no mead. There's no mead.
Oh, no!
There's no mead in good
No!
mead.
I take a check into good evening.
Yidi falls to his knees.
We are a group of adventurers. Please excuse my friend. He was very excited. We were informed from other speakers from other towns that whatever mead stores you have were taken, and that you were looking for someone who might be able to find them. We're here to offer our services to help do that.
This conversation being punctuated by Yidi's wails in the background.
Yes, I comfort Yidi as best as I can with a hand on his shoulder, like, it's okay, buddy.
Why?
We'll solve the sun.
She looks over at Yidi on his knees, sobbing about the missing mead, and then looks back at Rolzer and kind of goes, "You guys think you can get the casks back, huh?"
We'll do anything.
My friends are great. Yep, I just let Yidi. Yidi like hops back up to his legs, never more determined in his life. Ah!
Well,
grabs her collar.
Get all interested in knowing what you're up against.
No.
Yes.
Where's
please.
the mead?
Hold on. I put another hand on Yidi's shoulder, like, Yidi, let's get some info first. Yes,
it's a tragedy. Yidi like spins away all dramatically.
I
I just ignore that and I look at the woman like, please,
on the wall.
please tell us what's going on and we'll get out of your hair.
Well, so a couple weeks back, after one of our big productions finished, we were ambushed by a Veerbeeg. You familiar with a Veerbeeg?
Are we familiar with what
I think Alec is familiar with the Veerbeeg.
I was gonna say those are kind of common, right, for this area.
It's like a giant, but it's not as big, and it's a fair share grosser, which is hard to imagine, but here we are.
Yeah, that sounds not pleasant, ma'am.
Anyway, one of these brutes ambushed us on the edge of town as we were making out with our shipment and stole all those casks of mead. And it caught us off guard that time. None of the people transporting the mead were fighters of any kind. There was no resistance, and it made off easy. We got to work. We knew that we had people in the 10 towns waiting for our mead, so we took the supply usually left for ourselves, and we loaded it onto the carts again. But this time, the Veerbeeg was ready. It came back. So were we. Unfortunately, not ready enough, and we lost our dear town speaker, whose name is totally eluding me at the moment.
Guess he's not so dear, is he?
That dear man.
Our dear town leader, Kendrick, speared through the chest by the thing, and then it made off the rest of the mead. And now we're left meadless, leaderless. Ristlesbarrow.
Oh, okay.
You know,
never mind. Not the guy I know.
A classic Icewind Alien fuck of a name. Kendrick Ristlesbarrow. Yeah, he was speared through the chest, and the Veerberg made off with the casks. Now we're meadless and leaderless. It is not a wonderful time in the town of Good.
Yeety comes up off the wall and just goes, "This is outrageous! We will fix this!" And then runs out the door.
Before I look at one of the other two and be like, "Do you want to go grab him real quick while I figure out what else we can? Whatever info."
I'll take care of him.
You hear a yell, a battle cry from outside, but it's Yeety, so it's like,
I go out and offer some fish and a hug.
Before the rest of you guys leave, Yeety.
No, I'm still trying to talk to her. I'm not leaving. I figure out I'm still trying to talk to her.
Oh, okay. Well, she tells you. She says, "The town be mighty grateful if you could get that mead back. I suspect you're a damn fool for trying to get it, but I won't be the one to stop you. I tell you, it's late. If you need a place to stay, want to head out in the morning, I can put you up in mine. Accommodations won't be comfortable, but they won't be outside either."
We would graciously accept that. Thank you so much.
What was your name, by the way?
Oh, my name's Rolzer.
Rolzer?
This is my companion, Ophira.
My name is Ovessa Untapor. She reaches out her hand, and it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
I shake her hand and shake it heartily and say, "It's very nice to meet you. I hope we can help you with your mead problem." What was the last name? I'm sorry?
Untapor.
Untapor. Got it.
Untapoor.
Awesome.
Human, I certainly hope you can help with the problem, too.
We will do our darndest.
Let me just finish up my work in the back, and I'll meet you outside and show you where we're shacking up.
Sounds good. We will collect our friends. Just so you know, the dwarf who came in with us is Klana, that very committed man to saving your mead and your village. That's Yeety, so I can promise you he will do everything in his power.
More mead than your village, but...
Yeah, he will do everything in his power to get the mead back. Trust me.
If there's any guarantee that we will get your mead back, it is our friend right here.
Indeed. And we also have a
burst through the door
who is currently... I gotta go get him. We have a gnome who's traveling with us, but he's being upset with us right now.
Yeah, she doesn't need the whole. She has work to finish and is not necessarily interested in the whole rundown of you start going on about I don't know where he is. We ought to find him, and she's kind of like, okay, I do have to finish my work. And
sure. Sorry about that. We'll be outside.
Okay. All right. let's take a quick
never mind.
like 15, maybe 20, so I can get an aside with Mr. Frumpkin here.
Sorry, didn't mean to split the group team.
No, that's okay.
No, I mean,
Never mind
fits,
it. I
obviously.
never mind it.
Yeah, I just think so. I'm going to take him.
I
up.
changed my
Don't
bandage.
don't thumbs up with that thumb, please. I don't like
I'm
it.
no longer actively bleeding.
Yay!
Hooray!
I know no one else would agree,
Yay!
but I would love to see it. I wish to see this
I
wound.
don't want to see it. I don't think.
I
I don't
There's-
know.
there's
I'm in the
okay,
middle.
you're the one with buddy.
Later, for those that want to see it, I will show you. I'm not going to
Okay.
subject anyone to this,
No, you
including
don't-
the people that are watching the
You don't
stream
have
at
to
home.
take it off either.
I'm gonna need you to take it off.
I'll take it off.
Brendan, would you like to
Jack it off.
be in red
Jack it
team?
off.
Yeah, red team.
All right, BRB for everybody.
I'm going to take this opportunity to go have a cigarette and see if my wife wants to also do that.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I'm gonna go use the restroom as well. I will return in. Button over.
I'm gonna go not smoke cigarettes because I don't smoke cigarettes. I think
Did you pick Wisconsin?
That's gonna be that.
Oh god, that's right. Basketball. I picked Wisconsin. I also had OSU going to the Sweet 16.
Basketball's like the only sport that I just am like
No, that's asking.
the most good on.
I don't really watch it.
Yeah.
I haven't
I've done
watched
brackets
UCLA
most
or-
years, and then when they were talking about getting the bracket going this year, I was like, "There's enough people now that I can dip out of this, and it's not gonna like
Right.
hurt the bracket." Like before, it was like 4 people doing it, and I was like, "Okay, I kind of had like
Right.
need to."
I dropped the issue. I didn't force it to become an ongoing thing. It was like, okay, go here.
This is my first mechanical keyboard.
Really?
Well, I technically had a different one for my Mac. It was specifically for Mac computers.
It was
Didn't really use
mechanical
it too
though
much.
for Mac.
Yeah, my boss got it for us for Christmas one year.
Huh.
Because
But
we
it's
primarily
just like-
used Macs.
It was probably just Bluetooth, right, or something.
No, it was. I don't know why it was. I think it might have been like Lightning.
Uh,
I don't remember. I
oh,
didn't
they're-
use it
they're
at
a
all.
lot
So
nicer, that's for sure. The big
Yeah.
thing is that like they take less pressure to activate than the rubber dome. So like for me, like I
Yeah,
used
I have-
to have
I have
really
bad fingers.
tendinitis.
yeah, me too.
Yeah, and now I don't, and it's 100% because
Yeah.
of the mechanical keyboard.
Yeah, I should have switched a lot earlier.
Yeah. I was getting it. I switched to mechanical in probably like 2015 or 2014, and I was like,
Mhm.
2012 I started getting tendinitis like 2 years before that, and I was like, man, this is gonna be my life, huh? And but
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, I mean, like I played cello, and so that like
Yep.
gave me tendinitis really bad. And then
Yep.
so I had some like like wavy ergonomic keyboards and stuff, and I just
those
never
just-
felt like
yeah, those don't do
Yeah.
anything. The
no.
only thing that
it
I
just,
like is that new Logitech Master. That's like it's like this instead of
Uh-huh.
that
Right,
like
right.
80-degree one actually makes a lot of sense because this is not very natural. This is your natural
Right, which is why
hand
like
orientation.
yeah, this is my. I couldn't do the split keyboards
I
because
can't do them.
yeah, with the way that I type, I use the wrong finger for some keys.
I
even
cross
though
I cross
do.
over way too much. I can't make
Yeah.
it work.
No, and so the keyboard that I used is like this wavy keyboard for a while,
Oh, okay.
which
So
was
it
nice.
helps. Yeah. That's the thing
Yeah,
is like a mechanical like gets rid of the problem enough that it's usually fine. And then I
Right,
thought
right,
about
right,
getting one of those MX like master
Yeah,
80-degree mice for work, but meh. I don't know. I actually bought this because I had a repetitive strain injury on my index finger from clicking my mouse. So I bought a little trackpad.
Of course.
Right? I bought a little trackpad that I used for like a week during work, and then I only used my mouse for gaming, and that got rid of it. So this thing's adorable.
Okay, cool.
It's just
I
a
know,
little-
it
it's
is.
a little trackpad.
Just like a little, like
It's so cute.
Little card.
Just like you took it right out of a laptop.
Yeah.
That got rid of the injury, which was good. I was like, this is so stupid. I was like, this is the most I'm over 30 thing in the world, is getting a repetitive strain injury from playing video games.
From clicking. Yeah.
Like,
I haven't gotten to that point yet, but I have had tendonitis since I was quite young, just from playing cello and video games.
Yeah.
At the same time.
I actually have a lot of issues with controllers now. My hands fall asleep when using a controller, and I think it's because when I use a controller, it's like the wrist position is like more like that.
Yeah, I get a lot of wrist pain from using controller, and so usually I had to do some stretches or whatever.
Yeah, I completely switched. I mean, I never used to get it, but I play basically everything keyboard and mouse now, and I hadn't used a controller in
BRB.
I hadn't used a controller in like a year and a half or something, and I started using one. I was like, oh my god, my fingers are falling asleep and stuff. Like, this sucks. Yeah. Monster Hunter's gonna suck ass for me.
Because you haven't been using a controller?
Well, because now using I'm
not used to using a controller anymore. It does that with my wrists, compared to everything else where I'm like this. Controller, you're kind of a little bit bent out, and that puts my fingers to sleep.
Oh, well, that's fun.
Yeah. So that's
because you're kind of pinching some nerves a little bit when you're rotating.
Absolutely.
Like that.
I wonder if getting back into lifting will help, because there's a lot of that.
I think stretching will help too.
Yeah, stretching.
Stretching the area. I usually do some stretches if I play on a controller for a long time, which is primarily how I played for the past 5 years or so.
Right.
Until
that's the thing is I was
I
was controller for so long because everybody was on Xbox. And then once everybody switched to PC, I was like I just didn't use a controller for years.
When I was younger, I started out with PC because my brother played Counter-Strike, and that's when everybody else was on Xbox. And then so I never had very much practice playing FPSs with a controller in any capacity. And so other than GoldenEye,
I had a weird. I played a lot of PC games. I played a lot of platform games on the N64. I didn't play a lot of GoldenEye. I didn't own GoldenEye. I would play it at friends' houses.
Right.
And then I played a lot of PC games with Kyle, but none of them were shooters. I played a lot of RTS and stuff.
Right. Yeah.
With Kyle.
I only played shooters.
And then really my first shooter introduction that was a game I owned and got into was Halo, and that was obviously all controllers. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I never had an Xbox, so I started out on PC basically.
Well, I came to the conclusion
which is just backwards for a lot of people.
I mean, there's still some games I use a controller with, platformers, 2D platformers, things like that. But I came to the conclusion that any game that has a free camera, I'm going to use keyboard and mouse on. And so that was the last things I switched to keyboard and mouse were Dark Souls and Monster Hunter. And it's just because I don't want to do lock-on camera. I don't. I want to be able to flick my wrist and have my camera do a perfect 180 the same way it does when I'm playing any other fucking game. And
that's an issue I have with Red Dead Redemption.
There's there's issues where your movement is WASD instead of a joystick, but at the same time your camera accuracy is perfect, so you can position yourself using your camera and your character direction that way anyway. So it's just very different, but now that I'm used to it, I'm just meh.
Yeah.
I need to get used to locking back on now, and I wasn't locking on with when we were playing the demo, and I was like, why is this so hard?
I was gonna say I agree with I guess I agree. A lot of what you're saying about you can just flick a mouse instead of having to physically move a joystick from this side to this side, right? There's obviously a certain amount of
it's just faster, more accurate.
Yeah, but
doesn't mean you necessarily like it better, but
yeah, despite all that, I'm never going to not play with a controller. And like I said, I was playing a lot of Dark Souls last night,
Mhm.
and one of the things, and for Monster Hunter too, one of the things that with the lock-on cam is you gotta sometimes not use it. You gotta know when to use it and when
it's a
and when
tool.
not
Yeah,
to use
it's not.
it. Yeah.
It's not perfect for every situation.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
because
nice.
I see a lot of people get themselves fucked with that because they're playing Dark Souls and they need to like juke left.
another way,
They need to juke left hard, right?
Yeah.
But they're locked on, and so instead of juking left, they strafe left, and they still get hit by whatever comes in. And it's like, you need to break that lock-on cam so that you're immediately your movement's no longer centered around the monster. You're just
That makes sense, yeah. Yeah, I mean, when I first played through Dark Souls 3, I played with the controller. And then when I started playing through again, I hadn't played with controllers for a really long time. I was like, I guess I'll try keyboard and mouse and see how I feel. And I was like, I'm not missing anything here. Like, this all feels great to me. So it just took a minute to get used to the key bindings, obviously. But it's just nice. I just really like having control over my camera. Like, perfect control over the camera. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to, I think.
I think for me,
nice swagger, Jen.
I think if I switch to playing Dark Souls on
You're muted.
Thank you.
I think if I switch to playing Dark Souls on keyboard and mouse, I could.
I'm slightly buzzed because damn, this stuff is strong.
Did you punch me in the gut?
Hell yeah.
I think I could get it pretty quick, and I think I would.
Yeah, you would.
I am both a ranger, lover of animals, and a pirate, lover of punching people.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, though, Steve. At the end of the day, it's like, do what you enjoy.
Yeah,
like,
I think for me, really, a big part of it is that, like, I grew up on this.
Yeah.
And I just want this to have a place in my gaming.
Absolutely. I mean, like I said, dude, I use a controller for as little as I can, and I still have one sitting on my desk. There's still plenty of things that's like, this is a 2D platformer. I'm gonna use a fucking controller. Like, you know,
I don't use a keyboard and mouse for Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah, there's a ton of stuff that I'm still gonna use it for.
N64 to
I'm gonna
PC.
struggle in Monster Hunter though. I already know it. It was like a bit of a struggle playing the demo.
You're gonna struggle.
It'll come back
struggle
in a couple hours.
You're gonna struggle. I was gonna say you're gonna struggle in Monster Hunter, and then 2 days after its release, we're both gonna have 20 hours in it.
Exactly.
It's not gonna be a problem anymore.
Exactly. It's gonna take 2 or 3 hours for me to like get used to it again, but it'll be fine.
I'm so excited, dude.
Me too.
I got that day off, so I'm just
I can only play melee games with
When does
controller,
it
though.
like release? Is it a midnight, or is it one of those like worldwide?
I'm not sure. I'd have to check.
Okay. I know
even if it is...
Capcom has been, if I remember correctly, Capcom's been
Is it
doing
on
worldwide Japan-based time releases, but I don't think that's true
Maybe I
when it's
should get
on
it.
Nintendo.
I'll
You know what I
look
mean?
it up. Yeah, I'll look it up.
I really need for you to look at this game.
Oh shit! I forgot Dan was in. What's that,
It's at
Kyle?
Kyle's house, yeah.
Tomatoes.
Oh yes, we have Eric.
Yeah, I'll say now though. I was thinking about it. I think I know it's been a short night, but I think we might be kind of close to done.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm okay with that.
With the stipulation being that the next we'll get through a little bit more here, but I'm gonna get you guys like
Ready to go out a quest.
But up to a dungeon. We'll get you.
Yeah, that's fine, dude.
We'll get you there, but then I don't want to launch into it. But that's where we're. So, hi, Eric.
Hello.
Now that Eric's
Who
here,
came
let's get
into
the
my
fuck
room?
out. I mean,
Ah, hi.
I saw, dude.
I saw it.
Assad.
Hey, how's it going?
Show Eric your boo boo.
It's great to see you, Eric.
I really thought that was ending at like boobs for some
I can
reason.
see
It was
it.
like, show Eric your boo. I was like, oh yeah, okay, that makes okay. I was like,
You've got some great New York boobs.
what?
Oh, is that your daughter? You, sir, got
What are
great
you
genetics.
quoting?
Chappelle Show.
Oh, okay.
All right, so one of the unique characteristics of good meat, if you look at this map here, is that
there's a map.
There is a forest next to it, and I don't know. I can probably show you guys back over real quick. Hold on.
Oh, Purdue and the Mean Green.
So just to point this out, if you guys, let me know when you're at the Icewind Dale map.
Yeah.
We're there.
Yes.
I'm there.
If you zoom out on it and take a look, there's some forests like in along the foothills in the spine of the world, which is the mountain range to the south.
Yeah.
But then if you look at Icewind Dale proper, there's like 2 forests. So the fact that there's one next to Goodmead is
fairly unique.
Yeah, it's fairly unique. You guys aren't used to seeing that level of, especially those of you like new to Icewind Dale, are not used to seeing that level of like foliage and greenery.
Also, just before we go further, I wanted to ask, because my character thing is like I've been here for like a year or two. Is there like a dwarven settlement here still, or is that like from?
There is a dwarven settlement. Probably. I mean, I don't know if it's necessarily one. It's not like a civilized or well-known settlement. It's a settlement of dwarves.
So
that,
Karn isn't settled anymore.
Calvin's Cairn?
Or Calvin's Cairn, yeah.
Yeah, Calvin's Cairn.
I don't actually know what happens after the Driss stuff with the Calvin's Cairn.
Yeah, but
it used to be a dwarf
leaves.
village, but I think they all left. I don't know if
there
all
is
of them left.
There is a dwarven valley to the south of Calvin's Cairn.
Okay.
But again, at this point in the history of Icewind Dale, what the book says about them is that they're like largely reclusive. They stay out of people's ways unless they're like specifically sought out. They have that when you your first bit of action in Icewind Dale when you got the iron back from the goblins out in the tundra. That iron was from the Dwarven Valley because they hold like exclusive, very limited trade agreements with some of the dwarves that live in Icewind Dale.
Okay.
But they're not like, you're not going to walk through the Dwarven Valley and find them like out and
It's
about
not a
with
full
open
clan
doors, like
or anything
yeah,
like that.
Yeah, that's kind of what I want to know. It's like,
Yeah.
is it something that I would be able to have like gotten in with in my time there, basically, or?
I don't think you
like
would
you
have
said,
thought
if they're
to,
reclusive, then yeah, get it.
So anyway, in the morning, your new friend Olivessa, what's her last name? Untapor.
Are we all sleeping together, including Grigori, or
We are all sleeping together.
Oh wait, that's right. I'm so sorry. We need to do.
we need
to.
Jen
We're
also.
we're still the night before, and you guys have heard from Olivessa that she's going to let you stay at her house with her.
and yeah, I was going
You
to try
guys
and
do
go
not
find
know.
Grigori.
You guys do not know where Grigori is.
Hey.
Guys, where's our little
Is
dwarf friend?
Rolzer going off alone to look for Grigori?
Yidi
Yeah, I
has
was gonna do-
stopped crying at this point. He's
The
calmed
dwarf
down.
bastard.
Hey.
He
I've gotten him
realizes
some
that
drunk on
father's
fish
missing,
Hiccuping, though.
but he is too emotionally drained from the night and the terrors of the night, and really just wants to go to bed.
Okay.
He's
I'll go
he's
alone if need
hiccuping
be.
and
Okay, I'll
rubbing his eyes.
stick with Yeedy. Comfort him in his time of need.
Tuck him into bed.
Klana, I know I can
All right,
always
Afira,
trust you.
shall we? All right, Afira, do you want to help me find him, or do you want to hang out with these two?
I'm
know you're not
still
very
mad at
happy.
I'm still mad at Grigori, so I'm sticking with Yeedy and Klana.
Alrighty then, I will go find him and see if I can convince him to come back, and we can all get some sleep. As
Okay.
I bundle up my coat and go outside.
Okay, Dan, you go. Rolzer goes searching around, and as you get towards the north part of town up here, eventually,
Yep.
you see off behind the buildings and hidden away by some of the trees, the soft light of a torch glowing under a tree. Which stands out to you as unusual for this time of evening.
I quietly and carefully approach, and I try and make out if it's Grigori.
Okay. You do make out that it's Grigori. Why don't you? Are you like trying to stealth or?
No, I'm just like I was just being quiet in case it's somebody else. I don't know if it's frightened or stranger, but if I see it's Grigori, I'll be like, "Hey, Grigori, we got a place to stay. Come on."
You see his trademark sled and everything, so that you can tell that it's Grigori. I suppose you approach him from behind, and then Frump, what you can tell him, I guess, as much as you want about what your character's doing and how he reacts to rolls are coming up.
Father Grigori hears Rolzer, and Rolzer, I'll be with you in just a moment. I'm putting away my fatherly, priestly components.
Oh, is everything? Did something happen while we were at the meat hall? Are you okay?
I'm okay, and I move aside, and the wolf is sitting there, and Ophira's punch to the gut.
The dead wolf.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Made me think that I was hasty. We have agreed upon this, that I acted out of... it doesn't matter. I was using my... I wanted to give some type of last rites for this wolf. Maybe Ophira would be my friend again if that were the case. I don't.
This is adorable.
Can I approach? I will get closer to Grigori and not get in his way, but Grigori, I appreciate that gesture. That seems like a very kind thing to do, and I certainly can't say that I haven't done things out of haste before, but I'm... with everything going on and with these unknown things affecting us, like, I'm scared of what's going on. And even if we don't see eye to eye on things all the time, or really much of the time at all, I still depend upon each of you. No, not at all. No, I kneel down, so I'm at eye to eye level with him, and like, yeah.
How terribly offensive.
Rolzer, please just give me a few minutes to finish. I'm almost done here, and I pick up my shield and my horseshoe, and I toll the dead a couple times, and I say some last rites, and I continue picking up all of my stuff. And I go, if Yeti were here, he would make a wonderful ice cairn for this poor snow pup, but and I start like shoveling snow on top of the wolf. Like I dig out like a small little trench, and I like roll the wolf in there, and I make like a cairn on top, and I like go find a rock, and I like set it on top, and it was a living creature, and I took its life.
Okay.
Well,
as
I
you
would have
guys,
asked if he wanted help. Yeah.
As you are building the cairn, Yeti, Klana, and Ophira, you have been greeted outside of the front of the mead hall by Olvesa, and she's walked you up here, and you guys have seen off in the distance now in the torchlight, you can see the figures of what you assume to be Rolzer and Father Grigori having this discussion. Do any of you choose to split off, or any of you sticking with Olvesa? Basically, if any of you choose to split off, Olvesa points down the way to this house, right? And informs you that that's her house and that you're welcome to come when you're ready and bring your friends. And then she proceeds there with anyone that wants to go with her. But if anybody wants to go talk to Grigori,
I see Grigori has the wolf, and I walk over there to see.
Well, I don't think you see that he has the wolf, because
I don't think you would see that from that.
I think he's kicked it. It's a corpse on the ground that he's kicked into a trench of snow and is currently in the process of covering. So right now you just see that it's Rolzer and Grigori, like silhouetted in torchlight.
One of them kneeling on the ground.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rolzer's not that much taller than Grigori, so he's at this point now he's shorter than Grigori.
Yeah, Rolzer for some reason is on one knee talking to Grigori, who was
walk over there going, "What the fuck?"
Sort of hurriedly. So is
every time Rolzer tries to be nice,
is anybody just going with Olvesa though?
Yes.
Does anybody want to interrupt their conversation? Okay. I'm saying we can like fast track this now if people want to. Somebody can split off and tell them that.
All right, I'll go over and tell them.
And just bring them along.
Yeah, we're staying with Olvesta.
Okay. So Klana and Yeedy proceed on your way. I don't know if you guys want to role play that interaction at all. Because I assume you walk up to tell them and see that they're building, that Father Grigori is like finishing a grave. So
yeah. Hey, we're staying with what are you doing? What is this? What the fuck, Grigori? What have you done now?
It is the final resting place for that wolf. I didn't want to bring it up again. It deserved proper rights, and it is my job to do that, even if it is also my fault that it is needing of those final rights.
What made you change your mind?
Your fists.
Okay.
It reminded me that, there are living things that feel pain, as myself being a living thing that felt pain. And it put into perspective the importance of giving living creatures the chance to live. I didn't want to make a big deal out of it, so I split off on my own, and well, now I am very uncomfortable in this situation. If you have any words for your wolfy friend, I would like to administer final rites. I have been doing what I can to this.
I look down at the grave and go, sorry, this dude was an asshole. I turn around and just say, we're staying with Olvesta. Come on.
And I told the dead a couple times as she walks away.
Rolzer telepathically tells her, he feels bad. That was a little harsh. He genuinely feels bad.
Oh, Ice Pup, may your soul find everlasting peace. You were taken from this land by an asshole. And may you have nothing but assholes to eat in the next life.
So then you guys,
as we're turning weird,
may you eat nothing but assholes.
Klana's like just a bit teared up, and he digs 5 gold coins out of his pocket, just kind of subtly hands them to Yeedy, and just not much of a religious man, but someone who works with Timora should never watch down a bet. And just kind of hands him the 5 coins.
Yeedy rubs his eyes a couple, dries him up a little more. Thanks, bud.
Wiping snot all over his sleeve. I'm like,
his
so
eyes
you guys are you guys shack up in Olivessa's place, correct?
Yep.
It's time for more nightmares.
Time for more nightmares. Yeah, you guys spend the night in Olivessa's place, and then in the morning, she serves you up a.
Do we take a long rest?
Yes.
Yeah.
In the morning, she serves you up a not very hearty, but manageable, especially if you supplement it with your own rations. Breakfast of
do you
honeyed root vegetables
or money for them or anything?
We'll get into that soon. For right now, I'm just going to assume that. There's things in the book about. At this point, you guys have a certain level of notoriety around the 10 towns should you choose to lean on it. If you were to mention to people your previous exploits, they would be like, oh, at least one of these things is a thing that I've caught wind of. And so people are relatively keen to helping you, and yeah, I'll just say that within the next month or so, we're gonna probably hit like a transition point where some of that stuff is gonna.
Okay.
We're gonna do more.
I just wanted to ask
be known.
Well, you're gonna be known in the 10 towns, and you will not be spending as much time in the 10 towns, and so elements of survival and tracking the amount of food you have and how you're providing it is going to become
more of a
little bit more of a central theme. Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I've been keeping a whole bunch of rations in my cart for all of you.
Yeah,
and I've been checking them off every time I pass out food.
I'm gonna have to do some thinking about
how to track.
The ways that I want to do that, and what ways we can do it that are going to make it fun, because I want it to be a thing that's incorporated, but I don't want it to become a thing of
a gigantic thing.
You guys tell me where on the map you're going, we hammer out how many hours that is and how many rations that is, and just have like a spreadsheet that we're checking boxes on, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm going to be doing some thinking about that, but it will be incorporated in some way. So for right now, no. Anyway, so in the morning, yeah, she serves you a relatively meager breakfast of honeyed roasted root vegetables. So the actual
actually that sounds pretty good.
the actual fare is not great. I mean, they're still managing to grow some of these vegetables, but they're not growing them well because of the lack of sunlight and things like that. So the actual like potatoes and carrots and turnips are kind of, you know, rough and not the most pleasant, but the honey is somehow fairly exquisitely maintained and is not something either like any of you are particularly like accustomed to. So it's like it's a sensational thing to have. And when I say meager, I just mean in the portion. You are not given very much of it because she is a woman that, you know, mostly is used to providing for herself and is now divvying up what she would try and have for breakfast.
Eating a gaggle.
With 5 people.
I'll go ahead and burn off 3 of the rations that I have to ad hoc. I'll bring out a wheel of cheese, a loaf of hardtack, and some dried cured meat just to add to it once I see that she's putting herself out like that.
Okay. Olivessa is like serving you guys in the process of ladling up the plates then and putting the honey over them and setting them before you when you see what's happening, and then go and bring out some of your rations, and she sets down a plate and sees you set down a wheel of cheese and looks at you and she goes, well, you know, now bless you, that is just the kindest thing. Well, thank you.
You gave us shelter in these cold times from the kindness of your heart. It didn't want to be a burden to you for feeding us out of your supplies, so graciously offered.
Now, you folks do also realize that that's about all we can offer here in these parts right now, right? I mean, we'll let you drink yourself silly as you seem wont to do off the mead that you recover, but we can't give much more than a place to sleep and what food and drink we have.
Look,
that's appreciated.
You know, the hope is, you know, if we can get this back and help out, you'll have more down the road, and then maybe you can pay us back someday.
Maybe the mead can be traded to the Sutherlands for various foods.
If we don't get all out of this thing altogether, then at least we had fun.
Well, that is mighty altruistic of you, and I must say, not an attitude one is accustomed to seeing around the Dale's parts, or these days.
Yeety's head's kind of slinked down. He just kind of looks up. I love you guys.
Rolls just taps Yeety's shoulder. We got you, buddy.
I still think y'all are damn fools for wanting to go after that thing, but if you head to the north of town, out to the edge of the forest there, she points like out a window on the side of her house here towards the edge of the forest. You ought to find the tracks easily enough. Hadn't snowed in a couple days, not hard anyway, and well, that should take you where you need to be.
All right.
Speaking of which, was it just the one lone giant? Nothing else. No other anything goblins or orcs or anything with them.
Only thing that came to town was the Veerbeeg.
All right.
All right. Well, you folks are kind-hearted, and I do wish you well. Be safe out there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, Yeti, you are more familiar with these lands of these places up here. Are they very big? Is it like a big, very bear?
They're essentially giants.
Listen, you know how giants are big and stink?
I do know a little bit about the giants.
All right,
yes.
imagine if they were a little less big but stank more.
Oh, so then they would be the Jets.
They're
not bad.
Whap whap.
God damn it! I don't even like sports. I don't even like sports, and I get the joke.
That's pretty good, From. That's pretty alright.
There's New York teams.
I know that. I know that.
Exactly.
That's pretty good.
They're like
I'll go ahead and get rid of all the rest of the inspiration dies you gave me. That's fine.
Yeah.
Very big people.
Just burned them all on that.
They're big people. They're very big people. It all makes sense now. Yes,
listen,
yes,
Father,
yes.
that's not why.
Fine.
Okay.
Just
you know
let
what?
it go.
Okay, so
Fine.
I don't even
It's
care.
fine.
We need to get this mead
so do you guys head towards the woods?
with haste.
Yep.
All right, so
Into
you guys
the
are
woods for
you
grandmother's
guys
house.
are
And
trundling through the snow towards the edge of the woods, and
I
as you
wasn't
do,
trundling, but now I am.
you're trundling.
Me with specific fervor.
As you do, a figure in cold weather, as you get close to the edge of the woods, a figure in cold weather clothing comes bursting out of the tree line into plain view, running as fast as they can through the deep snow. Slung over their back are a pair of animal traps rattling wildly as they run, and you can see that one of these contains what appears to be a panicked fox. And he comes running at you guys.
Hey,
I put in my hands
Whoa.
like,
how's
what's
it going,
wrong?
guy?
Whoa.
He stops and goes. He looks a second. He pulls back his scarf and glasses, and you can see that he's like a middle-aged just human man. And he looks you all over, and he goes, "Are you guys covered up in cold weather stuff?
Yeah.
Do you guys
Yeah.
do you guys typically, like, in the vicinity of towns, have your faces exposed?
In towns, yeah, but once we're outside of town,
Most people
Like
tend to in most people tend to in towns. So what I'm wondering is, like, are you guys still
I think-
faces uncovered
I think
as you're
Edie's
walking
pretty
around town?
used to the
bundled.
cold and doesn't always bundle up unless it's like a blizzard. He's probably not going to bundle up over his face.
unless there's like a lot of wind or it's particularly cold. 'Cause, like,
Rolls's got
So
a
you tell
scarf and a
me,
hood
how
on.
cold is it right now?
even before
It's
being up
not
here,
the weather. The
Okay.
weather for
It's been
the
around.
weather for the past day or two that you guys have been active in game has been
Okay.
has been mild.
Yeah, Edie's,
Okay, then I would be
grown
uncovered.
up in it, so yeah, he's not that bundled up.
right?
Okay, so
Roll's
he
bundled up
hates the
because
cold
stopped-
and is super
Yeah.
bundled.
he
Same
stops
here. Roll same
and
with
take.
shoulder.
Okay, he takes his stuff off, and there's at least enough of you open for him to look around at you and go, I don't know you folk. Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Are you going into the woods?
Yeah, we're gonna get the
go
meat
straight
back.
Yes.
You're going to get the meat back. Well, I feel you ought to know. I'm coming from the woods. I'm a hunter. I was checking the traps. He says, rattling the traps in front of you, and you see the fox inside, kind of like, he's like, "Bro, stop!" When the guy shakes the trap with the fox in it.
I think that one is still kicking.
This guy'll
And
kill
he's
it
like,
for
"And
you."
And I came across 5 members of our town's militia, a couple good friends of mine. Their heads and the chests are completely caved in. It's barbaric. And I was on the way back to tell the town. I'm going to tell the town now. I suppose if you still want to go to the woods, you're more than welcome to, but I think that's something you should know.
Anything else in the area? Footprints or anything?
Oh, I saw
Large
footprints. I
footprint.
saw footprints, and they're big, friend. They're
That's just what
footprints of
we're
something-
looking for.
Those are the guys.
That's footprints of something old Pfeff is not interested in dealing with.
That's what we're
Old
here to
Fefe.
ideally fix. Yeah,
Yes, his name is F-E-F, Pfeff.
that's awesome. Fef.
Got it.
Well, Fef, we're ideally we're gonna go kill the thing that's causing all this trouble for you.
Oh yeah, we
Hey,
got this.
Pfaff, listen, you probably knew those guys. It's a small town. I don't always do this, but here, take a swig. And he gives him some of the fish juice.
he looks at it and he goes, he uncracks it or uncorks it and gives it a sniff. And what town did you get that from again? Do you remember? Was that Bremen?
This one is from
No,
Care,
that one we got
Donig,
it
where
from.
we just came from.
Okay. Yeah,
this is not the
he just
good
purchased
fish
this model.
juice. This is the less
Not the
good.
fish
Right.
juice, yeah.
Okay, so he sniffs it and kind of shrugs and then takes a pull of it and hands it back to you and goes, thank you. That
Listen,
I don't know
I
if
know
you can tell I was a little worked up.
it's hard. That's a terrible thing to see,
Understandable.
but don't worry. We're going to take care of those guys because they took the meat and
Any-
that's unacceptable.
Are any of you
For the first time of his life, Yeti seems truly terrifying.
We all look at Yeeti like,
Yeah, I'm like, oh damn,
Back
dude.
up,
Like,
well, I have you folks. Anyone interested in purchasing a fox?
What to like
Fire,
How much?
ask him if. Okay, listen, Fire. Can you ask the fox if we purchase it, will it stay with us and just like be our mascot?
I look at Edie like, what the hell?
It's
I
don't know how
adorable.
that
This,
works.
I want you to know this.
I can't
last thing
speak
is
with
in
animals and be
character.
like,
Yeah, Yeti's like,
on the fox.
or Rose was like, what?
So you cast Speak with Animals and start talking to the fox in the cage.
Yeah.
We use our spells very well.
Yeah.
Spell slots? What are those?
No.
Okay, so yeah, what do you say to it?
Guidance on her before she does it.
If we buy you and release you, will you stick with us and stay with us as long as we don't hurt you and you don't hurt us?
It looks at you and kind of like cocks its head and goes, "You mean not alone?
No. Not alone.
Not alone is good."
Okay.
How much?
I turn to the
Okay, yeah.
to the guy, how much?
I guess. Yeah.
How much?
A gold piece, about the going rate for a fox.
Yeti
All
just
right.
flips him one.
Okay, he catches it out of the air and does a little yes, and then he looks at you and goes, well, this I suppose is a better day than I ever imagined it could have been, given what I've just seen." And he lets the fox out. And then,
Got over that
Five
quick.
people dead, but you'll know
You
there's
don't
a
seem
better
that
day.
concerned about.
Yeah,
I feel
Rosa-
like you
Rosa
didn't
takes
really
like,
know.
you just saw
I saw
five
five
people
guys.
die.
you can tell.
Decapitated and their chest
Well,
coated.
yeah, you can
He's in
you can
shock.
tell.
He's
Yeah,
in
you can
shock.
tell that this guy is a little bit like not.
Shell shocked.
Yeah, he's a little.
Yeah.
He's unstable right now.
Yeah. Fair
Um,
enough.
So he takes the gold from you and goes, "I have to go tell the town." And
Hold on,
proceeds.
did he tell us whereabouts in the woods that the bodies were? Because I imagine Grigori's going to want to try and
you can
prepare
you can
rights.
follow his tracks are very obvious.
I will see to your dead brothers.
Also-
as if they were my own.
The fox is. Did somebody like pick up the fox? You taking the fox with you?
Yeah, I pick up
assume
the fox.
Elvira did because
Okay.
she's yeah.
Yeah. So you guys
She's a nature lady.
begin following the tracks into the woods. Jen, is there anything else while you have your 10 minutes of animal time that you want to say to the fox or ask the fox?
Are you hungry? Are you doing okay?
Okay.
You're with us
Maybe
now.
maybe if we've seen any giants.
Yeah.
have you
Elvira,
seen giants? Any giants lately? Yes, Grigori. Are you gonna kill this one too?
no, I have a question for you. What does the fox say?
I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
You ask the fox about giants, and
He's losing blood. He's getting delirious.
it looks up at you and it goes, "Ogre,
Ogre.
ogre."
You only saw ogres, not giants?
Yep.
Did they have mead or a barrel with them of any sorts?
They just did a big smash
Oh, okay.
Big smash on the men.
You guys,
there
he
more
said in
than
a silly
one?
voice that he did a big smash on the men.
That's
Just
why not
one or more
alone.
than-
That's why not alone is so good.
Okay, it's all right. You can stick with us now.
Have
Gerald.
have we let him out of the cage, or is
Gerald.
Gerald
Yeah.
still in the
No,
cage?
no, no.
I'm
the-
holding him.
He let him out of the guy. Let him out of the
Oh,
cage and
okay.
took the trap
Gotcha.
with him. Yeah.
And so Gerald lives on Ophira's shoulder now. I would just kind of
Yep,
want
this
that
is
to be
Gerald.
where
Here's
Gerald
Gerald.
is.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So you
Yes.
guys, you guys follow the trail, and deep in the woods, amid the snow-covered pines, you discover the remains of the 5 militia members who look like they have been crushed to death with an enormous club. As Fef informed you, 2 of them have had their heads smashed into the ground and spread about like so much jam, and 3 of them lay in varying degrees, some of them propped against trees, other of them unceremoniously flung to the side with their chests or their ribs just caved in, and collapsed, and they just lay there drained of all life, cold and dead.
Yikes.
Okay, I'll look at that out between sessions.
That's a later thing. Sorry, I didn't mean to distract you.
No, that's no problem. Sorry.
Wow, they really got messed up by these ogres.
Holy shit.
Father, is there anything you need me to do to help?
Yeah, I'm just going to keep an eye out if Grigori's going to do his thing.
I'm going to do my thing. Perhaps getting the 5 graves ready for these poor souls. And I start pulling out my components and stuff. And
Father,
I grab my horseshoe. Yeah, hello.
Listen, I like the thing that you've been doing. It's like how I like to help people. You like to help people, but after they've died. And I feel like there's a link there, and I want to learn more about how you help people when they're dead. And Yeedy wants to learn and help Father Grigori actually bury
so he could be scared less of him.
Oh, with the funeral rites, okay.
Yeedy wants to get involved with that and learn.
The passageway between the living and the non-living is a sacred bond that has been enacted from the beginning of time, where the energy of the mortal transposes past the material plane and enters the ethereal into the great beyond, and what remains is the meat cadaver that deserves the same respect that we give to the life that once inhabited it. So as we go through, I wash and repose the remains of the mortal that is left. So as you can see here, these 2 poor souls, they do not have very much of the upper part. So I will gather what I can and perhaps maybe sculpt a makeshift head from the ice and brain matter that is left here, so that they can have a simulacrum of themselves.
You just shape water to kind of scoop up all the brain matter into a head shape. That's right. Maybe that's the best we can do right now, I suppose. I also figured we could sort of dot through funeral rites. I just wanted to make it known that as part of role playing for Yeedy, he wants to know more and get more involved with the funeral stuff.
Fair enough.
Kalana and Rolls are like, nah, dog. We're just gonna keep an eye on things.
Saw a brain matter duping collection and are decidedly out.
Yeah, we are. We are going to keep an eye on things.
Sitting there staring with horrified faces.
All right, so you guys finish up the funeral rites. You've put to rest all 5 of the dead militia members. You're in the clearing now, and there are very obvious tracks belonging to a very large creature leading away from the site of all the carnage.
I see.
I think if we're going to keep going, we need to be as stealthy as possible. So let's. I think that's the best plan of action.
I shall leave my cart here then.
That's not a bad idea, Grigori. Good call.
So you guys follow the tracks?
Yeah, I think so.
Stealthily, if we can. Yeah.
Okay. So it's early. I assume you guys set off around 8 o'clock, right?
Yeah.
Early morning.
You guys are following these tracks for 2 hours before anything happens.
Damn.
Gosh darn it, Purdue.
And then 2 hours in, let me see if I can find this.
Elzer, what is a Purdue?
Oh my god, Purdue lost.
Yep.
Purdue, they often are called Boilermakers. I've experienced them down south where I came from.
More like Perdon't, am I right?
Good one.
Okay. Thank you.
Or didn't.
Okay.
I tried to make it D&D related.
You guys should see a little guy.
Yeah,
A little
that's the
handout of a Chwinga.
Chwinga.
That's
Oh, I love it.
What is that?
Chwingas are very small.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
Oh my god, that's adorable.
So
I
who
love it so much.
who is the lead? Who's the lead in the marching order right now?
Probably Yudi.
Really?
He's very gung ho.
Yeah,
I would say
that
that
makes
I-
sense.
Father
Yeah.
Grigori, if there's monster slaying, like he's a practiced like monster hunter, so he
Yeah,
would.
if we're,
Right,
if
but
we're
Yidi's
specifically
very
tracking
focused on-
monsters, I think Yidi's a little more careful and not
where-
in front. Because
Where's the fox?
oh, well, I don't know.
Is the
He's
fox
with me.
still on?
Okay, yeah, it's been 2 hours. Are you carrying it at this point? Is it walking on the snow behind you? If you set it down, it will follow you. So
Okay. He's on my shoulder.
okay, so who was in the front again? It was Grigori, right?
Yep.
Okay. So as you're walking, one of those little guys, a Chwinga, and they're about. Let me look up how big they actually are. They're about 6 inches tall. One of them pops out of the snow on the side of the forest and hurls a little tiny snowball that the 6-inch tall man would make at Father Grigori. And to get the party's attention, it pops up and throws a snowball. And once you stop and, I assume, look at it, it capers atop the snow and stands there with its hands on its hips.
It's like Tinkerbell.
As it does, the fox on Ophira's shoulders bolts off down your arm to the ground, and goes running towards the Chwinga and stops in front of it. And the Chwinga looks at the fox and then bows and comes back up holding a frozen berry that it offers towards the fox, which the fox gobbles up happily. Once that is done, the Chwinga climbs upon the back of the fox and comes riding on the back of the fox over to Ophira's feet and offers up a small charm.
Well, this is just delightful.
I kneel down and I grab the charm with the biggest, dumbest smile on my face. And just, this is adorable! I say thank you
Where is it?
to the thing.
Yeah, I like to think we're all just sitting there like
you
very
can cast magic
entertained by
missile. No, I'm kidding.
There you go.
Bah!
Grigori's like, it's a spy! Sacred flame! No! No!
Four people
you are
died
all-
in a tackle.
He's
You are
just
all
like,
castigating Father Grigori for something that he did one time for perfectly legitimate reasons.
Okay,
I assume we're just
so
watching this
what
exchange.
it has handed to you is a charm of animal conjuring. A charm of animal conjuring allows you to cast the spell Conjure Animals as a 3rd level version of the spell as an action. You can do that 3 times and then it disappears. So I'll touch base with you before the next session to make sure that's all
Alright.
given. But it gives it to you and you very instinctively understand how it works upon grabbing this little wooden bauble carved in the shape of a fox's head that it hands to you. And then it begins to ride off on the back of the fox.
Huh. That
Is
was
that-
something.
well,
I'm still
okay,
sitting there going,
But yeah,
I think your friend made a friend with its friend, and you're now their friend. That's great.
they ride off. They're
Oh.
leaving. They're
bye, Gerald!
they're trotting off into the forest together.
Rolls smiles because we didn't kill something, and he's like, that brings him a little bit of joy. It's like, we didn't kill something. That's nice. Because he knows what he knows what we're about to go do.
I never thought I'd see anything ride a fox.
Yeah, that was
What?
something.
What was that little doobie? It's a tiny little snowball.
No, it's just a magical moment.
Alec, you are the only one in the party that has heard of Chwingas, having grown up in Icewind Dale, but you have never seen one. They are extremely rare, and you know them to be like playful, prankful, but very like shy, and like they're like Icewind Dale's version of fairies. Yeah, and they're very like supernaturally powerful. You know what I mean? Like it just conjured the berry and the charm that it bestowed upon Jen. Like just as like a.
I mean, I've heard stories, but I never thought I'd actually see one. And oh my god, they're just as adorable as I ever thought they were.
Certainly was a pleasant change from awful dead bodies.
Yeah.
Well, there's Rolzer to bring down the moon.
Oh my god. I'm agreeing with you.
Well, I guess let's continue on after that magical.
Also, you have a strange fascination with death, I have to say.
That's very bold coming from you, Father Gregory.
That's the bit, yeah.
That's the joke.
Rolzer just clams up and just follows the group.
Klana, you're night vision, correct?
Dark vision, yeah.
Dark vision, yeah. Everybody but Yeety is dark vision, and Yeety has his light, correct? What's the radius on the light?
Oh, that's a question that I'll need to answer, and I can answer it by clicking over here and seeing that it's 20 and 20.
20 and 20, okay. One moment. Gotta get something set up.
You realize far too late that Chwinga has led you into a trap. Many forest creatures come to attack you, with Chwingas on their back.
Oh, not the Chwinga.
No.
That's our Freb.
We have no friends. This is a cruel and heartless land, full of ice and snow.
Well, damn, Rolzer.
What a magical moment that happened.
Those things are so fucking cute.
They are very adorable.
I know.
It hurts.
Okay.
Ophira is like, I've never felt...
Can you guys all see?
We can see and also not see, which is, for me, perfect.
I can see a very weird, tiny shard of light.
Very weird, tiny shard of light. What was the see?
Like right here?
You don't have dark vision.
Yeah, but I have a light on.
Oh, right.
It might be because he's in a bush.
It's weird. Here.
Okay, hold on.
Post it.
My dark vision's 90.
I'm looking at what everybody can see right now.
Okay, this is what I see. I don't know if that's what you see.
Does that help?
Yes. Okay, it's because I was inside.
You were under the tree. Yeah. So you just had a little.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck is happening?
So I'm gonna
under the tree.
I'm gonna put you guys kind of.
It's a cool map.
You saw, yeah. So. Okay, so you guys, after your encounter with the Chwinga, which again was 2 hours after you left the clearing where you found the 5 bodies.
So late morning.
Yeah, you end up following these tracks for another 6 hours.
That's a big forest.
We are determined.
Yeah, you follow these for another 6 hours through the forest. And then the trail that you're following culminates at a rocky hillside with pines growing around its base. Set into the hill are 3 caves. I believe some of you can see only 1 or 2 of them, but there's a total of 3 caves along this wall up here.
Cool.
From the west cave, a frozen creek emerges from a low-hanging cave mouth. The center cave is an 8-foot-high passage hewn from the rock, moderately blocked by a tight stand of conifers and 2 massive fallen logs. And the northeast cave has a big yawning mouth, and flickers of light emanate from within, and the tracks of your quarry head towards that entrance. And that is where we're going to pause for the
Hell
You
yeah.
guys have made it through the snow and come to this cave system.
Come to Giant Town.
Yep.
Huzzah!
Huzzah!
Jen, you got a cool little chart.
I got a cool charm.
I'm going to tell my grandkids that that's the yawning portal.
For
All right, and then we'll start the next session with some straight up dungeoneering.
Cool. Perfect.
Yes.
What was I gonna say? Excuse me. Oh, let me just make y'all tired
Excused.
really quick. I don't remember
I've been
what to
drinking tea all night.
say. Tea puts me to sleep.
What about if it's tea laced with cocaine?
Why?
Well, that's
that less
something.
puts me to sleep. I would assume.
There you go.
That gets me fucking going, brother.
What if
know.
it's tea, but it's not tea and it's just cocaine?
What if I poured some hot water over some cocaine and drank it? Is that a tea? Is that a tea? Is that a tea?
I think that's more of a cereal,
Make
actually.
tea from coca leaves.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm pretty sure they do have like cocaine tea like
Well,
that.
what they do in
Cocaine, is it a
Peru is
cereal or a
just
broth?
they chew on them. Yeah.
Masticate them with a stone in their mouth
Yeah,
all day.
which my brother did, and then brought a fuckload back on the plane.
Great job, Andrew.
That wasn't Andrew.
Great job, Anthony.
That wasn't Anthony. But that's fine.
know.
Whatever.
Not a big deal. I'm sure Customs was like, this is fine.
I'll tell you
If you
what,
don't
it is
declare
interesting
it,
though,
it's
'cause
not illegal.
I chewed one, and like your lips do go numb and stuff, and you do get an energy spike. But it's obviously like, it's not like doing cocaine, I would imagine.
No,
I've never
it's
done
not like a
but-
highly refined
Yeah,
substance.
it's just like
refined from this thing.
Yeah, it's like the difference between doing dabs and like smoking a little weed. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I get
Dabs on
high
dabs
doing
on
dabs as
on
well.
dabs.
last time I did dabs, I was gonna pass out and I had to go lay down. I just turned to Scott and I was like, I can't play beer pong anymore because I'm about to hit the floor. And I went and laid down, and then I got fucked with for like 45 minutes.
That sounds like our friend group.
Dabs
Yeah.
are a great experience.
I watched a
times.
guy take a 90-second hit of a giant dab apparatus, and he just kept inhaling, and I was just so scared. 90 seconds.
Fucking horse, though. Christ.
It's a really
that's
big
a big
horse,
horse.
dude.
Fuck, that is a tall horse. God. Damn.
It's an upsettingly
That's
tall
my
horse.
Why did this tall horse come up out of curiosity?
Because we were talking about horses while waiting for
We're
you.
talking about how Quinn Dawson's afraid of horses.
Yeah, Jen was talking about how every
that's right.
tall man she knows is afraid of horses.
Several tall men that I know.
Every tall man she's ever met is what she said specifically.
Every tall man that has ever
It's-
lived.
It's because
Is
have
afraid
you
of
ever
horses.
looked a horse directly in the eyes? No,
I have.
tall men
It's
do though,
beautiful.
and they know the fear.
It's enchanting. It's complex.
Horse.
Horses have beautiful eyes.
Dark, soulless orbs.
You know their legs are more
They're dark
anatomically
souls,
similar to
black holes.
fingers than legs.
That's
Did you know that a horse? Did you know
I
that a
didn't
horse
need to
is-
know that.
Did you know that a horse
Yeah.
basically has 4 huge fingers
That's
that
really
gallops around on?
That's really
Yeah.
upsetting.
A hoof is basically a big fingernail, guys.
That's
There's
true.
no
Yeah.
muscle. There's not a lot of muscle
It's
in them
true.
things, boys. It's just like ligaments that are doing some of this for the horse.
I love it.
Thank
It's
you.
great.
Thank
I hate it.
I hate
Yeah,
that
it's
so
fucked
much.
I'm gonna go let my dog outside, and then I'll be back. I'm gonna play
I
some
think I'm gonna
Stellaris
build an.
session,
I think I'm
so.
gonna build an empire.
I'm gonna
So
continue my
I'll be in one of
Stellaris.
the
I don't think I'm
channels. Up a
I don't
little
think I'm gonna
higher.
play. I think I'm just gonna build.
Fuck yeah, dude! I love
Fuck
building
yeah, dude.
empires.